Hello, guys. It's been a while since I went live here. Thank you for joining me here on the stream. I see I got people in here already. Welcome to my Safe Gayven, everybody. If you could do me a favor while you're joining the stream, if you could hit that like button, because we about to be lit here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel talking Eternal. So we want YouTube and the algorithm to let everybody know that we going live. So it'll really help if you're joining me on Facebook. Oh, I see I already got a heart on Facebook. So yeah, if you're joining me on Facebook, if you can hit the heart, the like, leave some comments. Because yeah, this stream, even though it's going to be me and other people talking, we live. We want the conversation to be going and flowing. So I want people in the chat to be talking. If you saw Eternals, we about to talk spoilers for Eternals. So as my guest, fantastic Frankie, would say, we talking spoilers. If you haven't seen it, time to dip, because we got wild spoilers. So yeah, we're not gonna belabor it and everything like that. So we're just gonna jump right into it. So we're gonna have the guests come on. So first guest, you know her, you love her. This person's hard to get on this channel. You got to make appointments with this person. You got to write a book in advance. Like, come on. But so we're going to have fantastic Frankie coming on the stream.
Yeah. Don't be spreading that rhetoric, okay? And it's not appointments, okay? You got to send a proposal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you guys a full-on dissertation.
No, like. You know you're my boo, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everyone. I'm fantastic.
So anyway, how's it going?
It's really good. Just came back from LA. Had a great time out there. Got a lot of work done. And I can't wait for like people to see the fruits of the trip, which I can't talk about, but yeah. So things are good. Oh, I was gonna say something, but I'm like, I'll talk about it in a second. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. Introduce yourself. Most people they know in the chat, they know you, they love you. So yeah, but still, could be somebody's first time. So introduce yourself real quick.
What's up, everyone? My name is Fantastic Frankie, the Fanboy Fighter. If you're looking for a place to debate, talk about anything nerdy, as you can tell from my wall, comics, anime, fantasy, sci-fi, I cover it. Pull up. We always have a great time.
All right. Yes. Definitely follow. And also follow her on TikTok.
Oh, yeah. I'm on TikTok. Yeah. I'm on all the socials except on Twitter. I'm like wishy-washy. You can find me there at Fanboy Fighter.
Yeah, I'm trying to use Twitter a little bit more, but I don't really tweet like that.
Right? I'd love to read. And like I feel like I speak in Twitter. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I would flourish on Twitter, but I can't bring myself, maybe because it's not instant gratification. Like you put something on TikTok, immediately you see something, and the same for Instagram. But Twitter, I have like 500 followers. So like I may get one like on Twitter and I'll be like, this is some bullshit. I'm out of here. You know?
Yeah, and I don't understand how the Twitter algorithm works and things like you'll tweet something and nobody will see it. Because even with 500 followers, like you just one like, and they're like, where the rest of y'all? Yeah, where the rest of y'all at? Like,
because I don't even myself when I'm on Twitter, I don't be on the homepage. I'd be like, what's trending? And then I like to read that. Too. Or what am I watching? I'm
definitely not trending.
Right. If you are, it's a bad thing normally.
Yeah. But anyway, next person that we're gonna introduce, the famous guy that is comics, getting retweeted by Marvel, Image, DC, everybody. Okay. Yeah, okay. He is comics. The CEO of You Don't Read Comics.
Hello.
Let's bring Ronald to the stage.
Yo, why I always gotta go on after Frankie?
Why?
Why you set me up like that? I can't follow Frankie up. Like, so why you do that?
I put on ladies first.
Oh my God. It's like ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Everybody came here to see Frankie anyway.
People came for you, Ron. Ronnie acting like he not famous. Exactly. He got a 1 million reach.
But I'm like behind the scenes famous. Like people see you and they know you, and people see like my brand and maybe like, oh, I heard of that, you know. But people see Frankie and it's like they starstruck.
And plus, Ron, you the main one that be going live with me on the channel. So like people be like, yo, Ron, I mean, look.
Ron ain't doing nothing but fish. Yeah, Ron ain't doing nothing but fishing.
What do Ron?
Let me throw that out there. There go Ron.
Yeah, he just wants some compliments.
Yeah.
But guys, so really quick before we start the stream, I see you guys in the chat, so I just want to introduce some of the people that are here. So Donna, NYC, DCG, I see you. Hey, Zillion Artists, I see you in the stream. Thank you for joining. Narius21, my best friend till the end. Jessica, hey, thank you for joining and always supporting. Hey, what's up? Jackie V Meadows, I see you. Hey, what's going on? Jose, hey, Jose Martinez, he's in the stream. How's it going? Who else? We got Joel Jean Batiste. Hey, y'all.
Probably Jean.
Joel Batiste.
Jean, yeah.
It's not Joel.
It's Joel, but it's Jean.
Joel Jean. Yeah, I said
Joel.
Yeah, Jean Baptiste.
Yeah.
What if he was like, it's actually Jean, guys?
Yeah, what right? He's like, yeah, you had it right the first time.
Yeah.
Jorge Maximov, hey, how you doing? The Funko Pops look cute. So
thank you. You guys gave it to me. Well, not y'all. Y'all don't know me, but like people who know me gave it to me. Thank you.
I was like, wait, I bought you a Funko.
You ain't give me one. Dang, you can't come to my crib then. You gotta contribute to the wall.
And I'll be giving you. I'll be lacing you, and
you be lacing me.
I give you the King Killmonger because I don't really do Funkos like that.
Oh, we out. Yeah. Then bring that. Yeah. Ron, your stuff is up here.
Mm-hmm.
That's your stuff right here. You got this whole thing is you, except for Stan.
That's what I'm saying. You be bigging up Mike, and I'm the one who be lacing you. It's cool.
What? You in your bag today? You in that bag?
He be jealous. He don't want nobody to get attention for him.
He's like, it's Veterans Day. I should be.
Right. Oh yeah, Ron. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day,
y'all.
Anybody else in the stream that are veterans? Happy Veterans Day. Thanks for the service.
Veterans Day to all the veterans out there.
Please drop some hearts for Ron.
Yeah, drop some hearts for Ron.
Drop some hearts.
Ramon Lewis, hey, how's it going? Yes, it's been so long since you guys have done. Yeah, it's actually last time we went live was Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah.
Legend of the Ten Rings. So what was that?
Just like you said, Lewis, it's probably Luis. Ramon
Luis for sure. And absolutely I'm obsessed with his icon. Who took the picture? I love that. It reminds me of like a reggaeton album. Like he's like I'm just ready to hear a guitar go like, you know what I'm saying? I like it.
Yeah, Joshua Atkinson. Hey, how's it going? I actually like the Eternals. I think because they are trying something different. People are bashing the film, but my only issue is what is the hierarchy? What is someone like older? Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest problems.
And last two people I see is Sammy McClinton. What's good, people? Hey, how's it going? And what is that? Cabril,
aka Braille,
yeah, maybe. But yeah, so we gonna talk about it. So guys, if you got a important comment or question or anything out there that you want to get out to us, of course we're gonna be looking at the chat. But if you want to support the stream, it's Veterans Day too. You want to support all of us so I can pay these folks as well because I do that sometimes. If you want to help out the channel and leave a super chat, it'll really help out the stream, the channel, and everything like that. It's not expected, but it's always appreciated because we're trying to go be full-time content creators. I ain't trying to work this overnight job forever. So you want to help your boy out, leave a super chat, and I'll greatly appreciate it. And I'll read your comment, shout you out. Yeah. But anyway, so let's get into the Eternals. Ron and I kind of gave a lovely hour.
We kind of talked about it for a while already.
Yeah, non-spoiler review. So Frankie, I'm gonna go to you first. Give your general overall thoughts.
Yo, I mean, personally, I love the movie. I thought it was great. I enjoyed. Now, this is something that I realized kind of skewed me. I saw it in 4DX, and I feel like that changed how I saw the movie.
The 4D, is that when you can smell
so
stuff?
The seat was moving. The seat was moving.
Mm-hmm.
Water sprays on you,
Yes,
wind blows on you, and shit like that.
The second time I saw it in 4DX,
was it different when you saw it in 4DX?
Yeah, it was.
It was different. Yo, yeah, Regal been lacing us up. Yo, thanks, Regal. But yeah, so when I saw it, I saw it in 4DX, and I really think that contributed to it. But what I loved about it was how, like, they really took a chance there. I love that it was more of like, it was a complex story. It reminded me of like Watchmen or something like that, where there are like morality issues put up and we have to dissect it. You know what I mean? Like, of course it wasn't perfect. There are definitely some lore questions I had. But overall, I thought it was incredible. I loved it. I loved all the characters, including Icarus grimy ass. And I liked it. I thought it was great. Okay. And I thought also Jack Kirby would have loved it.
Oh, you think so?
I think he would. You don't?
No, I was just saying, like, yeah.
Do you guys think he was racist?
Who, Jack Kirby? Not at all.
Yeah.
Okay. I never know. You get what I'm saying? Like, I
Jack
never
Kirby
know.
created Black Panther.
So?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
But it's black. It's not like he created a black superhero. He created the Black Panther, you know.
So?
I mean,
he is, somebody's gonna be saying that about the guy who created Nubia.
I mean, yeah, but
he was for sure racist. You know what I'm saying?
Jack Kirby has been quoted saying a lot of anti-racist stuff. Him and Stan Lee. I don't think that's
okay. You know, you never know, and then you find out like he touched the butt, or I always feel bad, like. Not bad, but
I mean, he might not be. I mean, because I'm like, at the end of the day, he's white, but so I'm like, he might not be like outwardly racist, but like
he's Jewish. Aren't those the best of the whites?
No,
not necessarily.
You don't live in New York? I thought you lived in Brooklyn.
No, those is different Jews.
No, I mean, y'all. I mean, I feel like my relationship. I feel like my relationship with Jewish people are either they love us and they empathize with us, or they think we're lazy and they hate us. There's like I've never seen a neutral Jewish person that I've interacted with. So it's either the Seth Rogen or I don't know.
Well, I got a name to but I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to mess up your deal.
I can't hear. But yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah.
I was gonna say that's what, because I'm with Jane Elliott in the sense of like, yeah, you can't live in this country, especially being white, and not be brainwashed by the propaganda of anti-blackness. Like, even if you do fight against anti-rape, like it's still permeate. Like, even black people can be anti-black. Like,
of course, yeah.
So yeah,
it's hard not to be. I'm not gonna hold you.
That's what I was saying. Like, and we're living in this society, like it permeates through like every image that you see is like, yeah.
I've been hearing, especially a lot of like older black men, like 40 and over. I hear them say anti-black, and women too. I hear them say anti-black things.
Yeah, not to throw my family out there, but my father,
my family too. My mom, sometimes she say something like, "Oh," like one time she was talking to her like other law enforcement friends, and they're like, "Yeah, like if I saw 4 black people in a car, where they going?" And I was like, anywhere. Who owns a car? If one person got a car, we all getting in that. Yeah, like what are you talking about?
Training. They've been trained.
It's insane. It's insane. But this is totally off topic.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
I'm sorry.
This stream, everybody be like, all right, yeah, no, let me dip out.
Yeah. That's why they don't want too many of us in the same room together.
Yeah, no.
See, what the 3 of us doing streaming? What the
Y'all 3 black people, hey, y'all talking race relations? No, delete the stream.
Get him out. That and a gay and a woman. Oh my god.
Yeah, don't get started. See, Ramon about to try to get us started. He's like, don't get me started on anti-blackness in the Latino community.
Ramon, I know.
Yeah, Frankie's Afro-Latino, so
we know, man.
Don't get us started. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about how the beginning of the movie started. Like, this is how you could tell, like, at least for me, that this was gonna be unlike any other Marvel movie, because the way it started, like, I don't think any other Marvel movie started with like the Star Wars crawl, because that's what it reminded me of as soon as the movie started. I was like, oh, we getting a little bit of Star Wars action with the exposition, yeah. So
I think some of that though, this is like one of the few times where, besides like Iron Man, I can think of where a character was in Shang-Chi, where a character is introduced and they have no correlation to anything else we've seen.
Yeah, like there was nothing was teased for the Eternals. It was just like
they didn't pop up in the post-credit scene for anything else or anything like that.
And so I think that was a bold move, especially on like with Shang-Chi, and even more so with the Eternals, because I'm like, some people like Shang-Chi was pretty popular in like when he was first introduced. So some people have an awareness of his character, but I feel like the Eternals are like
definitely
probably even more obscure than like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly.
Right. I also have to say though, I feel like a lot of these characters that the Marvel has been pushing out are not that popular. People have a short memory. Like before the MCU, nobody really knew Marvel characters besides the
X-Men,
the X-Men and Spider-Man.
And even Spider-Man, like Spider-Man is easily the most popular superhero today, but he wasn't that before the movies.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like not like Batman and Superman and stuff. Like DC had the popularity in terms of comic books online in terms of like it reaching pop culture before it got.
And then they ruined it with BVS. So
yeah, right. But I always think that's interesting that people are like, yeah, this is super popular. This is super popular. I'm like, nobody was really popular.
Don't get a short memory.
Yeah, it's like just starting to get hot.
Not a lot of people knew who Iron Man was, and so like
I mean, even the people who did, he was B-list. Like even the whole Avengers team was B-list, really.
B-list, except for the Hulk.
Yeah.
So for Marvel to be taking these characters, especially these obscure characters like the Eternals, like I applaud them because you see them taking a little bit more risk with their property. Like DC's not doing that. How many Batman movies we gonna get?
I mean, DC did say they were going to do new guys and then just pulled the plug.
Yeah, but then they pulled the plug.
Because they're good guys. How they gonna push in new guys if the guaranteed cheese is not bringing in the cheese they're supposed to? You get what I'm saying? Like Marvel was first going to be, they first put out, okay, well, these are our at least most popular characters. They were going broke at the time, but like these are our most popular out of our brokenness. And then they were like, all right, now that we push them on, people love us. Now we can do Ant-Man and like Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that. But they started with like people we always knew, Thor and stuff like that. Also, I'm sorry, I see a ghost in here. Is this?
I was waiting for you to finish. I was waiting for you to finish. Wait a minute.
An apparition.
Yeah, James.
Oh wow.
Wow. We would have sent you a link. You got your shit set up. Pull up.
Yeah, you got your stuff set up. Yeah.
New gods. He talking about new gods. Yo. Oh my god. Yo, I do have to say that. And you, Ron, I know DC. No, we're not going to talk about this. Let's get back to the Turtles. I was gonna say. I feel like the comics are getting they putting their foot in them.
DC.
Yeah,
they coming back up.
They coming back up. Don't front. Don't front. I know you a DC hater, but don't.
I mean, they come back up. They've done us dirty for a long time, so you know. I mean, we got the milestone books now. We got the milestone books now, and they're doing good. So you know,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But we had to fight for that, you know.
We had. They didn't even want to put the milestone books in print.
Exactly.
I think what happened is they're like, oh, black people are buying this shit. What happened to those black folks who's paying for it? Bring them back. Didn't one of them get a show?
Yeah,
that was what happened.
Right. Well, actually. Before we get further into the movie itself, let me ask y'all real quick. Like, now that we got the Rotten Tomato score, the audience score, and like, what did y'all think about like when after you first saw the movie, and you saw that the Rotten Tomato score of it now being like the worst rated Marvel movie of all time?
I was. They're not even trying to hide. Mm-hmm. Because first of all, they put that score out before half of them put it in before they saw the movie. And I'm like, y'all not even trying to hide your like racism, sexism, homophobia.
Yeah,
like come on, because lower than Dark World.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lower than I'm not gonna hold you. I thought the first Captain America was You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many. Hulk,
Iron Man 3.
I like Incredible Hulk. Chill.
You just
Iron Man 2. You liked Hulk?
Yeah, not the Ang Lee Hulk, but the Hulk that's came into the MCU, the one with
I know.
Whatever dude's name is.
I know.
Yeah, I like that movie.
It wasn't bad.
That's what
I'm saying. I'm not saying it's the greatest movie ever or I love it. I said I like it.
You think it's better than?
It's not better than Eternals.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
You see how he just trying to be a contrarian, like
he's like, yeah, I like the whole good.
No, I just hate when people try to say that movie whack. It's not whack at all. It's a good movie.
And I agree with James here. Like, I feel like the people talking shit about it, like, maybe want to like it even more. Like, especially because, like, not even just the official Rotten Tomatoes score, but I did a whole rant on my channel about, like, oh, the straight agenda's coming for the Eternals, because you got people like fans review bombing it, talking about, oh, Marvel's gone woke or whatever, because, you know, you got Fastos in the movie. They didn't even. People are criticizing Makkari, how Lauren, I can't think of the actress's name. They're like, oh, it doesn't make sense. Why is there a deaf Eternal or whatever? And it's like,
why not?
What does it do to them?
And before the movie even came out, they were like downvoting the movie, and it's like, come on, like, yeah. So yeah, that was trash.
Space, like, they're becoming less important. Like, if the things aren't about me, then.
But this is the thing, like, it's not even like the inclusion or whatever is overwhelming, right? Like, out of the 25 Marvel movies, 20 of them are still led by white men. Like, Chris.
The white man named Chris and Robert.
And Robert, why y'all tripping that we got one little movie led by Asian? And you know what? Nothing. I didn't realize, and they didn't market it, that Cersei was the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
So initially, I thought it would be like, I thought Thena was the lead.
I thought Icarus was the lead. The way they
I thought Icarus was gonna be the lead.
I thought it was Icarus, and then I thought it was Thena. Either way, I think maybe because they're technically the two biggest with the star power, but I didn't know Cersei was the lead until I watched it, and I was like, I mean, I heard some people talk about her performance, but I didn't know she was leading the entire show. So the movie, so I was like, oh, this sounds something, because if they showed it that she was leading it, that her and Ajax were like the leaders and all that stuff, these two women, they would have been like, all right, I know Ajax is a leader in the books, but what I'm saying is, like, the Eternals are as such that it doesn't matter who's the leader of the group. Anyone could be the leader of the story, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so we got 2 Asian-led movies that came out this year.
Kind of back to back on
they getting burned.
They mad about it.
Yeah.
You know how many people I done heard say Marvel's going woke or whatever?
Gone. Like, do you read comics?
That is my point.
Like, and I'm getting it from both sides. You get, like, the racism and homophobia from white people, racism and homophobia from people of color, and then even when you go to your own people, you get homophobic. Like, famous YouTuber, I'm gonna call him Tyrone Magnus, made a whole video about, like, there was a certain part, and it was the kiss between Fastos and his husband. I had to cover my eyes. I had to turn my head. I can't believe they put that in a Marvel movie. And he even said Marvel's going woke.
They did a full
sex scene about the sex scene.
There was a full sex scene. Exactly. They did a top kiss. Like the type of kiss that you could give your,
I actually thought the sex scene was a bit
your
much.
father when you're young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You said what? The sex. I was watching the sex scene. I was surprised that got through. They were booty naked.
Yeah. Because I take my kids to watch the Marvel movies. I'm like, oh.
The kid's grown. She, how old is she?
You gotta think.
It's 2, 9 and 16.
You got a 16-year-old, Ron?
You got a 16-year-old?
Ron out here. Sexing. I was gonna use the F word. I don't want you to get demonetized. Yo, Ron out here.
Yeah, Ron out here like Cersei and Icarus.
Yeah, put this 60-year-old on this street. Why you on here?
She don't want no job.
She don't want no job. I hear that.
Like, where's she at? She saw Eternals?
Yo, facts.
What she think?
What she thought? Yo, I really do want to know how teenagers read it, right? Because I'm hoping, it seems to me on the outside looking in, that homophobia is less for, like, the Gen Zers and stuff like that. Like, it's more accepted, So I wonder how they interpret it.
Like, just having conversations with her and even my youngest, they definitely accept. Like, my 9-year-old knows a little about pronouns and stuff, and I didn't even teach her that stuff. It's just stuff that kids talk about.
Just how you said that wasn't me.
That's why
I would have got to it eventually, but I didn't do that.
That's why I'm a big pusher and a big proponent of, like, representation matters, because, like, part of what pushes the cultural zeitgeist forward is seeing representation in media, because media is a huge influencer on a lot. Like, you have scientists that will like watch things like Star Wars and Star Trek, and then they go on and create things based on what they saw. So fiction becomes reality. So a lot of times, like the reason why gay marriage and things like that is becoming more popular, because just 10 years ago, like it was illegal. Like people were saying, oh, absolutely not. George Bush ran his whole campaign in 2004 about, oh, if what's his face? If John Kerry wins, gay marriage is going to be legal. And he won because of that. But part of the reason why it's more accepted now is because of things like Will and Grace, Ellen coming out the closet, Glee, and a whole bunch of other shows showing gay characters and being normalized. And so, like,
Watchmen got the burning of Tulsa.
Yeah, even that, like, that's another
in
example
the history books.
Pushing, like, because a lot of people didn't know about Tulsa, but because of Watchmen,
because I went to a black school. I went
to an HBCU, so.
Black people always get so tight.
Y'all privileged, and I mean, y'all like to brag about it.
They could go to Harvard.
I had good parents.
HBCUs are typically cheaper than
HBCUs are cheaper than
and it's less resources, if I'm being real.
Okay.
Yeah.
We made a choice. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like, I wanted to bring this point up. So it's like the movie's getting banned in places like Saudi Arabia, China, Nigeria.
Then they don't need to see our shit. Marvel got the cheese. Why are they tripping?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it makes me sad because there are gay people over there in those places too. And like the fact that, like queer bashing is still a thing here in America, especially if you're a black trans woman.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, like I am privileged here in America. Like I could be a whole ass black gay comic geek and not really have to worry about anything. But you got queer kids living in these countries really never getting to see any type of representation of themselves. And so like when people say things like, the woke agenda, like it just pisses me off because like,
what does that even mean?
Yeah, like what does that even mean? Like people deserve to be represented. Like I'm black and I'm gay and I want to be like, I deserve to be seen as a superhero. There are deaf black women. They deserve to be seen as a superhero, Asian, etc. all day. So yeah, like
and to be honest,
people on their criticisms, like stupid criticisms, like it irks me.
To be honest, without the cast being this diverse, the Eternals would have been boring.
Yeah, because in the comics, like they're pretty much all white.
They're all white, almost all men, except
we already did that with Avengers.
Yeah. So y'all would have been watching this like, y'all would have been like, this is like bootleg Justice League and da da da. Y'all would not have liked it if it weren't for these characters being there. They were all dynamic, they were all funny, and you can tell they were bringing like who they were from outside the MCU into these characters. And there's no way a team of white men were going to do that for you. And I think that's something that people aren't really understanding yet, Yeah.
So what did y'all think about like the opening action sequence, like how the movie started?
With the deviants and stuff?
Yeah, with the deviants and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I love that sound they do with Makkari. It was like a glitch sound.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Every time she moved, I was loving it. And honestly, I was close to tears watching because y'all know I love the Flash. Flash is like one of my favorite characters. So like, I'm gonna get teary. I've been watching the Flash for 8 years, y'all, and he's been treating me bad. You know what I mean? And not just that, but it's abusive. And
after Crisis on Infinite Earths, I couldn't do it anymore.
I'm still watching it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know.
I went back and watched. I went back and watched the 150th episode with Barry and his kids. Mm-hmm. Impulse and I was like
It's awful. It's awful. And they have good actors too, because Jordan
Jordan Fisher,
he's incredible and he brought so much life to that character. And it's the writing, it's definitely money laundering at this point. Like I know it. So to watch her not just do that, but they managed to do it without slowing down scenes. So the next great speedster representation I could think of is Days of Future Past, when that Quicksilver scene was incredible when he is in the kitchen. But like they didn't need to slow it down for us to get it. And she besides the two black people were the only people who gave Icarus that real work. Icarus was down.
Yeah.
Yo, both times, both the black people, because Makkari had Icarus on the ropes and Fastos. I was like, damn.
Oh yeah, when he locked him down, when he had him in chains, I was like, yeah, you fucking.
I said Fastos. Because even when Fastos rolled up, I was like, oh shit, they finna lose. When I saw Fastos roll up and he had them down, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
He even said he was like, this is
waiting to wash you up.
Yeah.
So I did like that. Question, because this is something that people kept on bringing up when I was talking about the Eternals. How do you feel the fact that they didn't really, and I don't think they had time to discuss like how did Fastos navigate being black throughout the years, and say for Makkari or even Kingo and even all of them, like how did they navigate being colored?
Every time we see something like this, and we as black people question it, the films aren't, these things aren't written by us. You know, only a black person would think about how a black person would experience certain things through the passage of time.
And I'm on the fence because sometimes I'm like,
and it's stuff that's never addressed. Like when a popular hero, maybe he'll get his own movie one day. Right now is Blue Marvel. He's like pretty much like a black Superman, and he's like from a certain time period, like the Civil Rights era, and it's never really addressed how he dealt with the issues of being like a black person. Like,
or even
it deals with the writer. It has to do with the writing.
Versus Icon, who Rocket is checking him every chance he gets to let him like
they're handling that in the current comics. They're handling that very well.
Yeah, and the same with Static Shock, right? Like him being black is the core of his character. But
I was gonna bring that up too. Like I feel like in terms of like the flashbacks, it was told through a very Eurocentric narrative. Because even with like we didn't really go to like Asia and like the wars over in Asia or anything like that. It was like Mesopotamia. Like they didn't even go to Egypt, like ancient Egypt or anything. Yeah. So
when Fastos gave up, right? Why did it have to be Hiroshima?
Yeah,
exactly.
Couldn't he been in America?
Maybe that was an influence from the director, you know?
Right, because he's white. But like, imagine she's Asian. Sorry, she's Asian. But I'm not going to talk about Asians because I have a lot of good Asian friends.
I'm saying only a black person would think to do that. You like make it about something else.
Why? It's not a secret. We're not the
only ones who know. They like to pretend it never happened, so it can make other people struggle seeing, you know.
Because imagine if he was at like Martin Luther King getting shot, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm the one who created the gun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's still so many like technological things that if he could have been at Tulsa, right? Like they use my bomb.
Maybe the Oaklands could just be too scared, you know, because you think people saying the movie is woke now, you know.
But we watched this child trying to get some buns.
Yeah, I know.
So we can watch this child get some buns, but we can't watch a black guy talking about people.
They can only talk about racism on TV. Falcon.
This critical race theory movie,
which barely they can barely talk about it on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But
they gotta make it cheesy.
Even in comics, if you want to see a story like that, you probably read an independent book like Marvel, DC. I think they're scared to publish something like that.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like part of the thing about or a problem with trying to put like superheroes and these grand ideas in the real world is you run up to questions like that. It's like, what were you doing during slavery? And it's like, honest, like truth of the matter is, like if mutants and everything like that existed, there probably wouldn't, like if Magneto or any like the Holocaust and all these other things, there probably wouldn't have been slavery or anything if you had like
Magneto did go through the Holocaust.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but that's what they're trying to put it in a real life context. But I'm saying if these creatures or powerful ancient beings actually existed, the world wouldn't look like it would today. So that's the problem that you run into. Where it's like,
we were going to have a panel on this, remember?
You said what?
We were going to have a panel on this, remember?
Oh yeah. But what I'm saying is,
especially like with these super smart people like a Tony, like the world would not look like it is today, but they're trying to make it look like the world today. But it's like, realistically speaking,
MCU already explained that it does, right? Mm-hmm. Falcon and the Winter Soldier made it canon that the world is what we know. Between Isaiah Bradley and between the experience of what Falcon had.
I think it was still pretty subtle, you know?
It was not subtle. He got kidnapped.
It wasn't as blatant as it could be. Falcon was still pretty much I don't want to call him the C word, but
Was he? We gotta stop throwing out C words like that, right? He was a patriot. He was an ex-vet.
How much of a patriot? I say this is a combat veteran, 2 deployments on Veterans Day. How much of a patriot can you be as a Black American?
Well, that's what Isaiah asked him, right? But the thing is, you have to understand, like, sometimes you have to make a choice, right? How am I going to get America used to seeing Black representation, understanding that we fight for them if they don't see it? Me as Captain America means that now I am representing America. I, as a Black man, am representing America. And he essentially understood that he was going to take on that C word.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I don't even like, don't make me defend Anthony Mackie, okay? I don't even like him. I don't even like Clarence, but I understand. And I think that was reminding us that Black people are not a monolith, right? In the same way we think that he's a coon, or you may think that, people may say that about us. How can we be talking about the Eternals that are all white in the comic books and read these comic books still when they don't represent us? Right? We watching a movie that's not it's the same thing.
I mean, I always watch something, like, even when I was a kid, my mother, she's like, yo, what you watching? Ain't no Black people in it, turn it off.
Yeah. I used to terrorize my mom. I was just telling my coworker that between my gothic phase, when Batman and Robin came out, I was talking in puns, like,
oh my God,
like what's his name, like Uma and I got them right here, like Uma and and Arnold. I was talking like them for months, and she just, or if she asked me to do something, I'd drop to the floor and say it was 400 times gravity or couldn't move. And she just be like,
that's like the floor is lava times 1,000.
She like, please be normal.
But even like, I don't know if y'all saw the second season of Umbrella Academy, but they went into it with
with old girl, right? Yeah, and they had to. That was something they had to add in because she's not Black in the comics. So, and I'm glad they did, right? They had to.
And that's something that you even get into when it comes to like time travel. They like a lot of times they'll have Black people time traveling, going back to the past, and then they never bring up.
Yeah.
But this is the thing with certain resources, Black people can still travel in the past. We're going to get treated a little different. We're going to be rude. But if we traveled with a white person, if we traveled with a lot of money, we could make it, right? There were most of the cowboys,
take your money.
All cowboys, all cowboys were Black.
They'll find a way to take your money. They'll find a way to take your land and make it look legal.
All cowboys were Black. It was
Black and Native, yeah.
Black and Native. Cow hands were white. That's number one. So we was running the West crazy. I mean, yeah, we couldn't be in America in the South, right? We could have been wars in Italy, right? Slavery ended in London a lot earlier than it did here, right? I mean, people was wilding, but you could own property earlier in Europe. Like, there are we just can't be here in America. And that's the thing. Like, we when it's a Black story, especially written by Americans, we want to just center it in America all the time when that's not the case. But if it's a white story, it could be anywhere, you know?
Raphael made a good point. He's an interesting point. He said, I don't think a superhero should be behind the efforts of the Black community through the years. That would take away from the fight, not add to it, in my opinion.
That's true.
That's real. They're gonna be like, they only good because Blue Marvel out here.
But at the same time, though, I feel like if you know you got a superhero on your side, that might make them less inclined to bother you.
Yeah. But then if a Black superhero starts fighting in the civil rights movement, then what's to stop a white superhero from coming in? Now,
exactly. And that's an interesting story.
That'll be an interesting story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now we got Homelander vibes coming out. Yeah, exactly. Right? They do talk about that in The Boys, like why most of the heroes are white and stuff like that. Yeah. So, yeah.
But speaking of vibes, so going further, so we got to see the relationship between, like, what did you think about old boy like Kit Harington, like the chemistry between Kit Harington and Cersei versus Icarus and Cersei? Like, which one did you like better?
Icarus was like such a fuck boy. You know, it's like, oh, I'm gonna come check on you. You know, that's like when you hit a girl up, like you ain't talked to her man, no, she started moving on, and you just text her, hey, what's up?
No, he came to check on her because he knew the deviants were out.
Same thing.
No, what? No, she's about to get killed. He said, "Let me make sure she
he left her. He left her.
He left her
because
he came to check on her because he killed Ajax.
Yeah, that too. But I know he's grimy. But I will say this: he was given. It's a really tough thing, right? You know what it feels like to have to follow duty and stuff like that, and beyond that, right? There's a universe at stake, right? So he knew how close Cersei was to the humans. So once he got that information, he's like, there's no way I can keep this secret from Cersei. And if I try to break it off, she's not going to understand. I just got to dip, right? That's why he left. He white wolfed her. Y'all know that story when they like, get out of here or whatever. And then he came back because he knew the deviant was going to kill her. And also because he washed up Ajax. He had to get that going, get them busy. And then once it was done and he failed, he was like, I'm out of here. I did too many grimy stuff. It was the fact that he committed suicide at the end that I knew like his choices were not on some F them, I'm first. He was doing it with other people in mind. And he realized like, one, I failed and all this bad stuff I've did was for nothing. Like I'm not shit. And he was that self-awareness that kind of saved him for me, honestly, in my head.
Fuck that.
Look at your face. Fuck that. Fuck that nigga, yo. That's what you saying.
I don't know why they made Cersei so naive and so was she naive though? The character's way more jaded and shady. I really can't buy the keeping sweet and in love with humans for 7 years.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing. Why are they all trying to save Earth? They all besides Icarus, right?
Besides Fastos too. He didn't really like humans either.
Right, I bet he didn't. But I'm saying all of them probably felt that discrimination. They probably felt that hate. They've seen it. Druid was talking about it too. He said these humans are whack.
Oh, Druid was one of my favorites, man.
Yeah, I like Druid. Well, my favorite, honestly, is Thena, which I was surprised about.
Me too. I was like, damn. Thena was good. What was basic?
What was basic about her?
She was just, I'm Wonder Woman.
What?
I
didn't see that. I didn't see that.
I'm a fighter. That's it.
Like, not even just that, but like I was surprised, especially when you found out that Angelina.
Context to her.
Especially when you found out that Angelina Jolie was cast as Thena, like you thought it was going to be like the Angelina Jolie show, and like the fact that she was able to step back and
I like that.
Yeah, like. I like the character
Thena. Make you your favorite. Like she's probably like
I'm partial to Angelina Jolie.
Exactly. Yeah, like Angelina
let me tell you, when she started talking about her black daughter and was like talking about like how she's trying to like unlearn her biases, then I started liking her more. But her performance was good.
Yeah, her performance was incredible. Like just the subtle things. Like even when she when she was going against Icarus, and then she like.
That was my favorite when she was like, I've always wanted to.
Yeah, that was a small part in the film.
But she was still good.
Yeah, she was good.
Makkari had a small part. Did you not like Makkari? She had a tiny part.
I did like Makkari. Actually, that's one of the things I didn't like is that her part was so small. She was just locked up in the fucking tomb all that time. Like that fucking
I didn't get that.
Makkari library in Avatar.
Yeah, I feel like Makkari is the one that kind of got she got a great action sequence towards the end, but she was the one that got the shortest,
like we said,
the shortest end of the stick.
I will say this: although she was an incredible actress, they may have written it that way because she's not an actress. Like this is one of her first titles. She was like Miss America or some Miss Death of America.
Well, she's in I think she's in Fear the Walking Dead. I think that was her first.
Yeah, that was her first one. Yes. But I'm just saying like she doesn't have as much experience as the rest of them. So I'm not saying that was why, but either way, I was confused about that. So why was she in that tomb? How did they know she was there?
They didn't know she was there.
They didn't know where she was. They just happened to go back there because they needed stuff from there.
Oh, and she was just locked.
She just happened to be. She just put herself in.
Or was she chilling in there? Like I was trying to figure that out. I was like, was she just?
Yeah, I think she was just in there reading.
Yeah.
Like she just rolled up there.
Reading for 5,000 years.
Yeah, I think that's like her like her hideout, her hangout spot, because she likes to steal stuff or collect.
Yeah.
Artifacts. So that's what I think she was just there, and they happened to pull up while she was there.
I do have to say that I feel like I didn't understand.
She can't collect no Infinity Stones.
Yeah, I feel like she wasn't. He said she had collected Infinity Stones. They're not supposed to mess with that stuff. But I did feel like I didn't read that she was as mischievous as she's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like her as a character is supposed to be. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like she got her, and then
in the flashbacks they should have gave us more. Even if they wanted to leave it her to like pop up in that scene. They should have gave us more of her in the flashbacks. We got a lot more everybody else in the flashbacks. We saw one scene between her and Druig, and that was it.
Like I feel like the Eternals, in and of itself, could have been a whole ass like TV series, like because the flashbacks by itself could have been a whole nother movie or show.
Exactly, and like I said, in the other the review we did, like the way they introduced the Eternals is if they were like the original guys, and it'd have been so easy for them to introduce like Hercules or some other characters too. We could have definitely got them in the movie, or it'd been better in maybe in a Disney Plus show.
Because Kingo even mentioned that. Oh yeah, Thor when he was younger, we used to hang out, but then now
I would love to see Thor and Hercules like stories.
Chilling.
Like, yeah.
Y'all like Hercules?
I like Hercules.
Yeah, Hercules. Not Kevin Sorbo.
You think about Kevin Sorbo.
I'm not thinking of Kevin Sorbo. I just never really. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I never connected to that character.
I don't know. I hope Hercules comes out and he's like, we got some representation in this film, but Hercules is like gay as fuck too. So
bye.
Is bi not gay as fuck?
I mean,
you can still be gay as fuck and be bi, right? That's like if I'm biracial, I could still be black as fuck.
Yeah, I mean you could.
You like maybe. Okay. All right. So question: what did y'all think about Sprite?
The actress or her role?
Well, I thought the actress was incredible, but like the character.
I think they were trying to do something with maybe I don't want to say disabilities, but just being born different. Like she had issues with being trapped in that body. And
I think that is I feel like any eternal child, right? The same thing happened in Interview with a Vampire. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, Claudia
chopped off all her hair, grew back. She was like, "Why am I so damn cute? I'm trying to fuck." I'm so I didn't mean to I stopped myself. But like, I feel like that's true. Not just that, but like when I was a child, I was a very, very angry child, and it was because I took myself seriously and I wanted to be taken seriously. And because I was a child, no one ever respected what I said, right?
Oh my God. Did you read Moon Girl?
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. But you get it, right? Like when you're a child, nothing you say has validity. People pretend like you don't have free thoughts. If you express yourself, you're being rude. I mean, especially in the Black
community, in our community,
right?
Yeah.
If I'm like, I don't like this. Now, you disrespectful.
Leave. Stay in a child's place.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna hold you. My sister has 2 children. One is 6 and one is 7, and the other is 4. And she respects their opinions. She talks to them like adults, and I'm so jealous. I just be watching these little nigglets flourishing. It's so tight, yo.
It's different generations.
And I'm like, and they still gonna complain. In 10 years, yo, they still gonna complain you ain't let me do this or whatever. But like, I could feel it. So imagine, I felt that way for like 5-10 years, right? Probably 15 years. It wasn't until I was like,
imagine 7,000 years.
7,000 years.
And I disagree with. Oh wait, I just killed it. Wrong one. This one. Sprite's acting in the first half wasn't great.
They didn't really give her much.
Yeah, and it came out. Her betrayal kind of came out of nowhere. Like that she loved him. Like they teased it one bit, and it was like. There was no scene, like we didn't see her like longing after him or anything like that.
Like that. I feel like that. I feel like that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you love Icarus, and then it was like, wait, what? There was no, and that's another thing about the movie. Like there was a lot of things that they dropped. There was no foreshadowing to it. Like the love with Icarus, or even where towards the middle of the movie, where Cersei, for the first time, she turned that deviant into a tree.
Oh, that was the worst.
It was like, I've never done that before. There was no teasing or foreshadowing to her.
They didn't talk about how she did it or anything like that.
They didn't talk about how she did it. Then, especially after, like, right before that moment, it was talking about the Celestial. Why the fuck am I drawing a blank on the Celestial's name?
I don't remember anything.
Arishem. He was just saying, like, I created, y'all are not supposed to evolve. Y'all are not supposed to change. And then right after that, you see her evolving and changing with her powers, but then they don't even go into it.
Yeah.
And then it didn't even play a part at the end. Like,
yeah, but I mean, they could have did that. And if they had started in the beginning of the movie, they could have just thrown that in. Like, if her powers did something, like when the first deviant came to fight them in the city, like, if she had did something that she wasn't able to do and started questioning herself then there at the movie, that'd been good. And even in the flashback with Sprite, if she had just looked at Icarus a certain way,
right, just one longing look after
yeah.
she told the story.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing was when they said she started the story of his wings melting off. Yeah. But like, I think Sprite's decision would have been so much more impactful and made way more sense if she wasn't fueled by love, right? Like, because then she became a pick-me. But if it were, well, she's a they?
I think it's a she.
No, I feel like the actress is a they. Whatever. Sprite is a she.
I don't know.
They were calling Sprite a she.
I don't want to miss.
But either way, if she was like, y'all, Earth is whack. Why are we doing this? You know what I mean? Or if she was like, y'all, this is our duty. This is what we've sent for. Why are we doing this? And left with Icarus, I think it would have gave more depth to that character. And it also would have made her decision.
Okay, you want to come whatever. Like, she's in love with me, and I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, because essentially her whole character boiled down to, I love Icarus, and that's the end. Like, I thought it would have been a little bit more interesting. She pretended to go with Icarus, and then she betrayed him. Because I mean,
I thought that's where they were going.
She loved her family. She loved Ajax. She was devastated when Ajax got killed.
I know. I couldn't believe she poked Cersei and nothing happened to her. I want to watch her. It's something crazy. I was like, you want to poke my girl like that?
Well, I mean, she got punished with mortality, I guess.
But she wanted that, so it wasn't a punishment. No, she was rewarded. She's rewarded
with the growth. I don't think she wants to die. I think they like being Eternals. I don't know.
Do you? Yo, we speak as people who live 100 years. These people have been,
if we even get to
100. If we lucky, normally.
I'll be watching my diet. I'll be exercising.
You be drinking like crazy, putting that poison down your mouth. Don't trip, okay? But
and plus, like, what she's, I guess, like, what, 15, 16. So I'm like, you 7,000.
Yeah, I said that when we first saw the movie. I was like, why did they cast this young actress to play this role that she's stuck in? Like, she has to grow.
Yeah, so but that's why they made her human at the end.
Yeah,
justify the real world.
But did they take away her powers as well?
Yeah, no, she's human. She's
human, right?
But but I'm like, I would be frustrated too. Like 7,000 years as a kid, like you can't nut like 7,000 years.
The type of people who fall in love with you
are not
the type of people you want to be around. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's crazy. Because even if you tell someone your situation and they love your personality, personally, I wouldn't want a guy who could, even if he's like, I love you, but like I can't do it to this child. You know, I can't. You look like.
I mean, she has that illusion power too, though. So
he gonna touch her and feel that she's a child.
Yeah,
he gonna touch her and be like,
well, even so, when you touch we saw it in the beginning. When you touch the illusion, like it went. Yeah. It was all light.
Yeah.
And then, like, even if she tries to get with somebody around her same age, it won't necessarily be because, like,
then it's rape.
Mentally,
she's the rapist at that point.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be terrible having sex with a 15-year-old. Oh my god, I would hate to relive that. Ugh, poor Sprite. I'm sorry. Ain't no 60-year-old putting down the pipe, yo. Ain't none. Ugh. Now I was 16 at the time, and I still knew it was not. This is not it.
This is not it.
All girls.
What they said? They said no, they can't nut, Mike. It's no nut November. What are you trying to do?
Oh my god!
Wow. I already failed that one. But Frankie,
Mike talking about getting butt. We ain't butt. What you talking about?
Oh
wow, Mike is cheating on me. I knew it. I knew it. His beard been a little too thick lately. It's growing on the bottom. I see that. Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
okay.
No, it was with you, Frankie.
No, it was with me. Okay, I was in LA all in November. Okay.
But now I just lost my train of thought. But no, as far as Sprite, like it made sense for the character, but I do kind of wish that she was a little bit more than just, I'm in love with Icarus. Like that was essentially her whole.
It was the Krillin effect. It was mad Krillin.
Yeah, her whole arc. But something like I was talking about loving Thena. Like I also like the relationship between Thena and Gilgamesh.
I love Gilgamesh, not Thena. Gilgamesh is my favorite.
I like them both.
But let me ask y'all this: do you think they were like in love?
No, they were good friends. There's a difference. He may have been in love with her, and even then, I don't think he was.
Anytime it's an Asian person, we never catch the clues. They were in love. He was his. Every time it's a non-black or white man.
I think you just always find people in love, Frankie. They were together. They was in love.
They all attract everybody. They are in love, y'all. Are you serious? They're in love. So you think they're in love, but you don't think?
I don't think
Makkari and Druid wasn't supposed to be in love.
Makkari was in love. That's different.
He clearly did it out of love. He was like, when you love someone, he didn't say like she's family. I love her. You worded differently. He didn't say she's family and I'm close to her. He said when you're in love with someone, you do whatever.
I didn't see him like make any like physical like the connection.
But do you need to do that? Do you need to see that? Fastos didn't do that until he left, thinking he may not see his spouse again. You don't need, in the same way that you're like, you could have platonic love. I agree. I think Falcon and Bucky were platonically friends, but in this case it was clear they were in love. He was cooking her eggs. Yeah, I know. He was cooking her eggs, yo. He was making cakes. He was making pie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you walk in my house,
if she was in love with him, she wouldn't have watched him die.
What are you talking about?
She was going through that mental. Yeah, she was out of her mind at that point.
And when she came back, she was like, "I can't wait to watch this hoe." That was the first thing she said.
Real quick, shout out to Movie Files. I was just on his channel yesterday. Said can't stay long, but I will be watching the replay. But shout out to Mike, Frankie, and Ron for always coming through with the dope discussions. Make sure to hit that like button for the stream. So yeah, thanks Elliot for stopping by real quick. But yeah, like I think they were in love as well. But for whatever reason, I wish they would confirm. I wish they would have confirmed it one way or the other because they really didn't.
They could have like maybe.
I think they can't show. I think they can't show. I don't think America's ready to see this Asian man with Angelina Jolie. She is prime white woman. She's prime white woman.
She suffered from her mental problems or whatever. It's like he can be with her, but he can't be with her when she's like that, like doing that. So for him to try to be with her in that way, maybe he felt it was like cheaping it or something like that.
He was definitely hitting on that. He was definitely tapping that when she was in her right mind.
Because they lived together for thousands of years. You got the man cooking for her. Then not only just that, but like if you think about parallels of like any other tropey relationship in any other movie, like the fact that she got her memory back because of him. She fought to get herself back because of him. He's always taught like remember, like the hand touching, like all of that is like love. The fact when he died, like she went on a straight up revenge. Like I kind of think about Buffy, like when she was like, "You could touch me, you could go to after whatever, but nobody goes after my boyfriend." That's kind of the same. When Angel got kidnapped, it was like the same. Like she was on a revenge mission against.
So, question, Ron, do you think that Hulk and Black Widow in Age of Ultron were like trying to date?
Oh, they made that very clear, though.
No. It was the same thing, right? It was the same clues that they did in Hulk.
Yeah, because they weren't explicit with it.
They weren't explicit. They didn't live together. They weren't even staying in the same room. The only thing she was doing was calming him down when he was hulking out, and he gave her a call when he left.
Age of Ultron again because they were definitely giving each other winks and having conversations.
They were giving winks and stuff like that, but that's because they didn't have sex yet, right? I'm winking too before I get the butt, but after that, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that after that, right? Like, so they were in the pre-stages, but beyond that, everything they did to say that like they are trying to get jiggy with it was the same, actually less than what we saw with Thena and Gil. I know it's hard to see this big old burly Asian man up on America's Princess,
but I'm not into Angelina Jolie like that, so I know, but it could be hard for people.
But Azealia RT said, "I need people to understand that romantic love doesn't have to be what we have internalized in movies about love. Intimacy is the key." And they were very intimate.
That's true. That is true.
I felt it. I felt like I was intruding every time I saw them together. Ron, you better get with it.
Yeah, making that girl a whole pie, a whole pie. You don't think he making that pie if she ain't give him some little good that night?
I don't like what you're saying though, because I could do that for a friend and it could be platonic.
Ron.
I You know what it is?
I know you, Ron. You are not cooking no pie for somebody that you not. I know you. You can lie to these people. God, this camera on me. He's lying.
Maybe a slice. He giving somebody a slice.
He giving a slice that he purchased.
But a whole pie.
He be like, you want some?
You're right. He'll give somebody a whole pie, but he bought it at the corner store.
I had to beg Ron to buy me a cinnamon stick at the movie theaters.
I bought you ice
that
cream
I got
too.
him tickets to.
I bought you ice cream at Comic-Con.
You bought it, but I begged you, is what I'm saying. I begged you.
You were surprised that I bought it.
Because after I begged you. And you had to get, but I had to beg you for a cinnamon stick at a place that I got you tickets to. And you baking pies?
For other people, right? You talking about you did it for a friend? Wow, where's our pie at?
I invited you guys over. I invited you over charcuterie and all that. I said I'm gonna set it up.
First of all,
like say it again.
All right, I'm good.
Say that word again.
Well, I'm from Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn, we all from New York, baby.
Mike's from Jersey.
Yeah, I'm from Jersey, but still.
Yeah. Jersey is the same. It's the same dialect, right?
Unless you're from like the Bronx. Yeah,
the Bronx and like deep in Brooklyn, like Coney Island. Where you from? You from the rich part? You from I don't want to say your stuff, but you from the rich part?
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
I live in a nice part now, but I'm from Bed-Stuy.
Also the nice part.
Now?
Yeah, now it's been
it was mercy. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here's your card back.
But real quick, I got to shout out going back to the movie. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I sure as hell noticed. Like when we first saw Kit Harington and he was teaching with the kids, and then there was a shot of him after Cersei walked back. You saw them booty and them khaki pants.
I saw the booty.
Yeah,
I saw. Okay, so you saw. I was like,
Kit Harington.
Jon Snow.
Yeah, Jon Snow.
Okay, yeah, chicks like Jon Snow. People like.
Jon Snow. This is the thing, though. I feel like Jon Snow never has chemistry with anyone.
I know I said people like that. My bad.
I feel like he never had
girl from Game of Thrones, though.
And they still didn't have chemistry. They still didn't have chemistry, and they got married. Just something about him reads bland.
You don't think he had chemistry with Cersei?
No,
I like him. I like him and Cersei better than Icarus and Cersei.
I liked him with Cersei better than Icarus with Cersei, but honestly, both of them I didn't think really had chemistry, which is crazy because Gemma Chan is wild bad.
Nah, you know what I mean? I think the two of them had more chemistry.
No one had more.
It seemed like a one-sided relationship. Like he was chasing her on my end. So like,
it wasn't like Druid and Makkari.
Part of it is because she had the secret. She didn't want to.
Yeah. But after she gave the secret, like it wasn't like, oh my god, I'm sorry for like
They were like FaceTiming, and it felt like she was FaceTiming her dad.
Yeah. She was trying to run away from that.
Because she also felt like you also got to keep in mind like you're comparing like. Maybe like a couple years to 5,000. Her and Icarus were together for like 5,000 years. So there's still a little bit of longing there with that. Like ultimately, because she said she would have never left Icarus had he not left her. So
and that has to be on your mind forever.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely on her mind. So now that he's back in the picture, she's kind of like.
And 100 years has to feel short.
For her, 7,000 years, only 100 years, like. That's like the blink of an eye. Even like I'm like, dang, I just turned 30. Like, where'd the time go? So imagine like,
what's 17 more years?
Like, you look the same for 10 more years.
Yeah, you right. Don't even trip. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think their chemistry was as good as Gil and Thena or Makkari and Druid. I thought they all had.
Makkari and Druid definitely had.
And they weren't even supposed to be together.
And they didn't really have to talk. It was just like eye contact. Like
no, but like the characters, even the director, like it wasn't written that they were getting together. And the director saw them talking and stuff, and she was like, "Oh, they got chemistry." And then she kind of wrote in that scene, but they weren't supposed to be together, or like they weren't supposed to be flirting or anything until she saw the chemistry.
Yo, does Druid look like the boy from Home Improvement?
Home Improvement? Which one? Jonathan
Taylor Thomas.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think he looks like the Peaky Blinders guy.
Oh, he looks like him.
I think he looks like Merlin. Yeah, y'all saw the BBC show Merlin?
Yeah. He looks. This is the first time I thought he looked like cool and attractive because I've seen him in other things.
This is my first time seeing. This is my first time seeing him.
You've seen him in other things. Hold on, let me find his.
Yo, I love that
You've seen him in some other things.
When he walked off on Ajax, like, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do? You gonna have to kill me if you
exactly like that was that quit your job energy. Like, you don't pay me enough energy. Like, nah.
Quit that job.
Yeah, quit
what
that
you
job.
Gonna do, man.
Exactly.
But I'm like, when he took over that whole town, I'm like, Charles Xavier could never, unless he has Cerebro.
Never. And he said
Charles could, but he wouldn't.
But he still needs
he did. He wouldn't let you know he did.
He still needs Cerebro to do that.
He still needs it. Yeah, he can't just be like maybe a town. I think he can do a town and a city, but not the world. Druid was like, I was going to take over the world.
Like, I was going to take over the world,
but I didn't want no drama. Is what he said.
Oh yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Charles can't take over the world.
He could do that town.
He could do a town. He could do a town for sure. He could do a town for sure. A city? Like, can he do Manhattan?
No, I don't think so.
No. I don't think.
Yeah. He's in Kansas, taking over a town there. Okay.
Yeah.
But let me ask, which speaking on the topic, do y'all think? Because I kind of feel this way that the Eternals were a little weak.
Yeah, they were definitely
like if you saw like if there was a fight between like the Avengers versus the Eternals, I don't know. I mean, outside of maybe like Icarus and Gilgamesh, and probably like, but I don't know if they would win.
It's hard to scale.
Like, I feel like Captain Marvel by herself could wash all of them.
Yeah,
it's hard to scale because of
Doctor
the
Strange.
level.
But they're supposed to be the Eternals. Like,
yeah, but everyone they were fighting was an Eternal and up. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the deviants are just strong.
They're basically fighting Pokemon. Like,
they're stronger than Pokemon. It's like
no, they're not.
When you watch a basketball
Pokemon
game,
strong. You better stop.
Yeah, Mewtwo ain't weak.
Mewtwo was good though. But when you watch like a basketball game and the players don't look that tall until a normal person walked by them. That's how I felt with them. Like everyone they were fighting, they were fighting Eternals. Who was just getting watched by?
Charizard.
Even he was struggling with that Charizard looking.
But that by then it had Ajax powers. It had the powers of an Eternal. That was what.
That one. The one that was that threw him into the building. It was
No, the one who came to when they were in London. It was the Ajax one came to London. It was only one. The Ajax one came to London. So Ajax, he was fighting.
No, not London. I'm talking about when they went to go see Druid.
Yeah, but he also gave them some of his powers. He upped them up, right? He took Ajax powers and he also gave them all extra power. So they were a step above deviants. They were like Eternal.
All right, so there was Pokemon, there was Digimon. So whatever.
But what I'm saying is they were only fighting
Pokemon.
They were fighting people. It's going to be hard to scale them to see how strong they are if they're fighting everyone at their level and above. And that's what they were doing.
You just look at the damage they caused in their fights and stuff too. And like, it wasn't Avengers level. They didn't seem like a threat like that,
Maybe they just know how to fight effectively, unlike the Avengers. Avengers don't be caring. They be like, I'm gonna throw this here. I'm gonna do this. Hulk literally.
Scene when Thor came down and what was that? Infinity War. There was nothing like that in that movie.
That is fair, but you're right, because Infinity War had some like existential dread, right? So when Thor came down, we were like, oh, I remember. I was like, thank God. Thank God.
He's like,
yeah. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. Like even Captain Marvel, like I feel like all of them would like.
Oh, when she went through that ship, I was like,
yeah, exactly.
Even when Falcon flew through, said on your left, another thank God, right? You're right. There was no thank God, which is crazy because they were gonna fight a celestial. Like they're bigger. Dang, you're right. I'm gonna give it to y'all.
So that's why I was like, I feel like they were kind of they because they're way stronger in the comics than they.
Except for Makkari, she seemed as strong as she was. Right?
Makkari.
Every time she pulled up, it was the problem for everyone involved. That wasn't like
hands on Icarus, like.
I was like, even as soon as that guy came up, she didn't even know who that was, and she was like, "Oh, let me get to," you know what I'm saying? That's that Ajax. What was his name?
The Deviant.
Yeah.
Crow.
I'm underwhelmed.
I was just about to get to that. Like
Mewtwo would definitely watch him.
You said who?
Mewtwo.
He said Mewtwo.
Mewtwo?
Yeah, he said it's not like he said YouTube.
I said YouTube. I don't know what that is. That cat thing. Yeah, Mewtwo got a shook. That's what.
I'm like, Ron, you got big lips. Like use a Mewtwo.
Oh, come on.
That's what you get for fishing earlier. Now we got to roast you.
But I would say that's my biggest complaint about the movie. Like I'm not a fan of what they did with like the deviants and everything like that. Like essentially, like, they were
and they missing them. They were
Pokemon. They were Pokemon, and they didn't really give them any. Like deviants are humanoid.
Yeah.
And except for that, outside of Crow, which they got because of he got eternal powers, but like deviants and Eternals are essentially the same thing. They're just basically deviants are mutants of Eternals.
Yeah.
And so for them to not give them any personality, and then when you give one a personality and they make it seem like this deviant is going to grow up to be like a big old threat. He's getting the powers of the Eternals. He's becoming sentient. He's starting to talk like, oh, they're going to have a problem come the end of the movie. And then like Thena took him out, and it was like really like it was like what was the point of all this build up to this Eternal?
And there was one point in the movie where they were almost jumping Icarus together.
Yeah. He was like, "Let me get it." I heard that sound by his head. Let him get up. Let me get him up. Let me just scuff it. Yeah. But I feel him on that too. Like if I'm coming to watch y'all up, and like y'all fighting each other, and y'all fighting my biggest threat, I'm a help y'all. Yeah. Right? I'm like, oh, what y'all doing? Oh, you good. I like this guy.
My friend. Yeah.
And then I'll come for y'all after.
But I still thought that the whole Crow thing was like the weakest part of the movie.
I think they felt that they had to do that because Icarus was kind of the real villain, even though if you look at it a certain way, there is no villain in the movie at all.
Right. But then my question is like, well, not my question. One other thing I didn't like about their powers was like the Eternals normally have like, let's say a base level power. It's kind of like the boys.
All of them are superhuman at some point, like to some level.
Yeah, but they weren't, right? I felt like they weren't. Like I felt like they showed that they healed quickly and stuff like that, but they all could fly, but Makkari and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Like I could probably beat Cersei in a fist fight. So.
Cersei, yeah. I would throw hands with Cersei for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sprite too. She could get those hands too. Sprite. She older than me. She getting this work. Let me tell you. Let me say, I wouldn't fight Angelina Jolie.
No.
You don't want to fight.
Not Thena, but also Angelina Jolie. I wouldn't fight. That's what I'm saying. Not Thena, Angelina Jolie. I would not fight.
You don't want it with the Tomb Raider.
Not with the Tomb Raider. I preferred her since, yo. Nah, it's cool. Nah, Mrs. she fight men. She fought Brad Pitt. Nah, I'm good there.
Sorry, that was a bug on my.
Oh, I thought you were calling for an order.
No, that was an order in the court. Order in the court.
I was like, okay.
No, there was a bug. There's a bug crawling on my table. I should have muted first, but it was like right in front of me. I ain't had time to.
I feel you. One time I was on the call, and the spider came.
Oh dang!
On screen, yeah.
You probably had.
So did you let it?
You said what?
Did you let it bite you?
You let it bite you?
No, this ain't no Brooklyn spider. That only happens in Brooklyn, yo. Spider-Man.
But another.
We talk about Druid, Gilgamesh. Who are we missing?
Kingo and his ballet.
Kingo was hilarious.
Yeah, I love Kingo.
He was so good. He was so good. And I'm glad they asked because he was this big movie star. I was like, how's that gonna work? And he was like, I've been a movie star.
Yeah, I've been
my dad, my granddad.
My great granddad. Yeah.
Because I wonder how that works. Like, how do you go off getting a new identity? And as like time progresses, it has to be harder, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Fastos
that's why Kingo said he left Sprite, because it's starting to get hard to be like, because you don't age, like, and kids age quick.
Yeah,
puberty.
If she was 16 or 7, like close to young adulthood, you know what I mean? I think they could have let it off. Like, what's her name? Like Beyonce's sister-in-law.
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 Yeah, Bianca Lawson. She was in Buffy. She was in Save the Last Dance.
Oh, that's
and
her
she's
sister-in-law?
in Vampire. Yeah.
Oh
her
yeah,
mom.
she is. Yeah.
Yeah. But she's been playing the 17-year-old for 25 years or something like that. Like I'm not exaggerating. She's been playing since Buffy, and she's still playing a 17.
Her and what's the one that used to be on? She was on One-on-One. She's Kim Phil's
Kyla
sister.
Pratt. Huh?
No, Kim Phil's sister.
Oh, so it's not Kyla Pratt. I don't know.
No, not Kyla Pratt. There's another one of them. She was on all the shows like Sister, One-on-One, and she was just playing like a teenager forever.
Either way, like that's different. If you're an older teenager, then okay. But she was at that age, like you said, where like in 2 years she should look different. In 6 months she should look different. Yeah, maybe they should have beat her face.
But the thing I like about the I like, because Marvel always got to throw in their jokes and everything like that. But the thing I appreciated is they didn't try to make, because they did this with the Avengers kind of, where they try to make every single person a little jokey, even if it doesn't necessarily fit with their character. Like Scarlett Johansson shouldn't be, I don't feel like she shouldn't be making puns, or Black Widow's character. But I feel like I like that Kingo was the one that was making the jokes for the most part, while everybody else was more or less the straight man.
Yeah.
In terms of comedy. But like, yeah, I like the character, especially with him and Karoon, his little Alfred, his Indian Alfred.
That was dope, especially when he sent them home.
Said Indian Alfred. I loved him. I thought he was great. He was hilarious. Love that he had the cameras.
He had his backpack and like all those cameras and all. And like my favorite moment was like him and Druig. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, I've directed some stuff. How many views? I don't do it for the views."
I loved that. Yeah, I loved his character. It was like a pleasant surprise. I was like, "Oh, he up in this movie, running, shooting with everybody in the gym." But Ron, that's another relationship that I didn't feel like that I could tell was totally like friendship.
Hold on, my best friend got to go. She said she got to do stuff at work. So
Jessica D.
Take out
that job.
Yeah, exactly.
Ron been talking reckless.
Somebody with 40 jobs.
Yeah, don't listen to Ron, yo. Please.
I'm quitting one right now, yo.
You say that every time.
Yeah, you say that every time we stream.
Every time you say, "I'm done, y'all. I'm done with the work."
And then he get another job.
Right. He'd be like, "Now I actually teach dolphins to talk. So I can't be there tomorrow."
Yeah.
But what was he saying? But yeah, the Kingo, the Karoon thing, him like all the camera, like he got his little grab bag.
Think that's like something that they have to do.
Every time you pull out, he got a new camera. Like, how many cameras you got?
I think he got yelled at. I think he got yelled at once because he didn't have it. That's what happens, right? Like you do something at work and then you don't have backups or something and you get in trouble for it. And then from then on, you like, I'm going to have every type of backup there is. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? I think that's what happened. He was like, "Yo, I'm never getting caught up like that again. I almost lost my job."
You about to lose your job.
But who else? We talked about kick thing, but all right, let's get to the last one, the one I wanted to say for last. I mean, we kind of touched on him a little bit, but I need to talk about this kiss between Fastos and his husband. I mean, for a Marvel movie, I will say it was major or whatever. Because outside
it's never been done.
It's never been done. Outside of like Valkyrie, they hinted at her being, with another Valkyrie, but they never really went into it. So this is the first time we actually saw an overt representation of a same-sex romance. So I appreciate
the whole family too.
Yeah, the whole family as well. But I will say,
and he was Muslim.
Yeah, like interracial relation, and it wasn't like a white. Character. A lot of times, especially with gay characters, there's always somebody white and a person of color. But at least this, like it was an Arab Muslim, which is also something that you don't see, like gay Muslim characters. So I appreciated that. But I will say, I do feel like, especially considering like Marvel knew that there was going to be some huge backlash with regards to them putting that kiss in the movie. And that it was going to get banned, and I appreciate them sticking to their guns with these countries saying that, oh, you need to censor that out if you want this movie to go there and go in our country. And they're like, nah, we're not censoring nothing. Like this is important, and we're going to keep it. So I appreciate them for sticking to their guns. Unlike what they did with like Star Wars, they took out that little 30-second lesbian kiss that they did. But I will say, for like, considering that they knew it was gonna happen, I wish they went all the way with it, because this is a man. Oh, hey, look at the dog.
This dog is just so cute. I'm sorry. Yo, Ron told you to quit your job, but he got dog money.
Yeah.
Yo, he got big dog money.
He wanted to show off the dog for the stream.
No, she been in my face for the past 5 minutes. I don't know because she's down here. She wanted to show off.
But Mike, finish what you were saying. You were saying that.
Yeah, but I was saying like, I'm glad they got it, put it in there. You know, more like I said, representation matters. But considering they knew that there was going to be some backlash and everything like that, I wish they went further with it. Like, this man is your husband. Y'all got a kid together. I'm assuming y'all been together for years. Like, this man, Fastos, is about to go off to war. A war where, if he doesn't come back, you're not going to see the love of your life ever again. And then also, if he doesn't win, the whole planet is gone. So you're dead. You're going, like, life is over as we know it. Like, Fastos should have tongued him the fuck down instead of, like, I feel like the kiss was just like, mwah.
It was,
it was more than
it should have been a whole like.
It was a very like kiss,
like,
and I think though that honestly, and this is personally what I believe, I don't know if it's true, I do not think people were ready for a tongue kiss, because
they weren't ready for the peck.
That's what I'm saying. So they're like, yo, they probably had something more passionate, and then they're like, yo, you gotta cut it, because there's no way. Even like in my comments, y'all, if you ever want to see crazy shit, please go on my Facebook, because the comments on there are 8 times. There's so much worse than TikTok and stuff. Sometimes. Yeah. But it's mostly black men calling him a coward, saying Fastos was a coward. I hated him. Why did they make his character into a coward? He chained down the white man. What you mean? That was my favorite part of the movie. Okay. And he still went. It's not like he was the one leading. Whatever. I'm not even gonna get into that. And then all of them was like, I almost threw up in my mouth with that kiss. Why were they tonguing each other down? It was so graphic. Was the word I kept on seeing over and over.
The whole sex scene in the beginning of the movie was cool.
Yeah, that's graphic. Like, somebody trying to call me out, like talking about it's never enough for Michael.
It is never enough for Michael. I was literally in the theater next to Michael after the kiss, and I was like, "Was that good enough?" And he was like, "No."
I thought it was good. But I mean,
but the point is about
one of us are.
But my point is, like, straight characters get you get a whole ass sex scene, but like they got a peck. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. It's an intro.
But they're a family
they
too.
put their foot in the water.
That passion no more. It's like whatever.
Nah, they about to go. They were playing.
And they
were playing football.
And they were in front of people.
They were like deeply.
They were in front of people too. They were in front of people too.
Nah, you about to go to war. You about to go to war. It don't matter. When you see a soldier, come back from the and they be filming that shit. They be in front of people.
It be white soldiers. I be seeing it like that. But I mean, I get what you're saying. And that's when they're coming back, not when they leave. But like, I do agree. Some people do move like that, but others don't, right? Especially when there's people around. Some people don't even like to hold hands while there are people around. Especially a Muslim man.
We talk about real life.
I talk about people in his business.
When we talk about real life, I'm talking about a very intentional script that was written for fictional characters. Like,
right, and I'm saying their intention was I want to show a kiss, but I understand that if I do a bigger kiss, even more of the audience besides the one we're gonna lose. You get what I'm saying? And then it's like, then I don't get the message out at all. Right? Like, if that kiss was too graphic, when they brought it to Marvel to look at it, they may have taken it out. Or when they tested it, they may have taken it out, right? And then you would have got no kiss because you wanted the tongue.
To get it right. Like, nah, that's too much. That's too little. They might have did that kiss 100 times.
Yeah, they not just that, they may have tested the kiss amongst.
Yeah, but that also sounds like you can make the same argument when it comes to like black things, like the same people that be like, oh, we probably shouldn't do the civil rights movement now. It might be too much. We should wait. Like,
you could equate it to something like Black Panther, which is closer to what we're talking about here, where they're like, a whole movie about a black person. I don't know. Let's test the waters with him being in this movie with these whites. And then we'll see how that goes. And then when it went by, what happened?
And then when a little white kid started dressing up as Black Panther, they're like, "Oh, we got it.
We got it." So I'm not saying
like at least slip him a little bit of tongue, like
I'm not saying it's right, and I understand your frustration, but I'm also saying like this step is how we get bigger steps, right? And like him, we start with a peck, and then next thing we see is actually this Eternal sex scene is the first sex scene I can remember.
No, yeah,
which is crazy. How Tony Stark didn't get a sex scene?
That's
that's wild. How did Thor be outside? You know what I'm saying? But they gave it to Cersei. I heard it's because Rob Stark got a big beef, and they was like, we got to showcase that.
Word?
Yeah. They said the Cinderella posters, they had to change his costume for Cinderella, and then they had other ideas. I heard about
that, yeah, because
they had with the print, they put a prominent,
in Cinderella, yeah.
And for this, they were like had different designs, and they was like, we got to put a skirt on this guy. So like, I know he has a skirt in the comments, but they was like, nah, we got to keep that skirt, baby. We trying to show this. We trying to keep that rating young. We trying to keep this.
They could have censored that out. They could have censored that out in CGI.
But yeah, but no, I gotta throw this comment out there. But he's like, I don't want to be rude, but you started with the whole they should have shown more Black history, and now you're saying gay people must be patient and accept starting small.
Yo, I don't want to be a Chappelle in this, but Black people been fighting for a while in representation. Yeah. Okay, and now Black people are also gay, so I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to invalidate or anything, but like you said, 10 years ago it was illegal. Just like 40 years ago, it was illegal for us to be in movies and stuff like that. So like we've been growing, and we've been through this path already, right? We've already showed like, all right, we've been tested. We've had to do that. Where you know how many Black people had to.
I'm not saying that you should have to do that. It's a fucked up system. You shouldn't have.
I'm not saying that you should. And I said that earlier. I was like, I'm not saying it's right. What I'm saying is that's the rite of passage. As a Black woman, I know that the first Captain Marvel was never going to be Photon. I knew Monica was going to roll up out there, but I was hyped that a white woman, because once it's a white woman, this is the way it goes. White man, Black man, white woman, Black woman. That's how representation goes. So once I saw that white woman come out, I knew I was going to eat soon. Okay, and that's the thing. You have to push what we do have. Let them know that it wasn't right, like Mike's doing. Like, yo, I'm glad we got this, but this shit whack, and then you move on from there.
And that's ultimately what I was saying. Because somebody's like, wait, where was the comment? It's like, yeah, they're making progress. And I said that. Before I even got into it, I literally said, so I feel like some people only hear like one thing. I literally said, I'm glad they had it in there. Representation. It's big for a Marvel movie, but I'm part of me was just like, knowing that it was going to be the backlash anyway, because I just want people to be mad. I want because I knew people were going to be mad anyway. So I'm like, people are going to be mad anyway, so just go all the way with it. Like either way, they're going to be mad, whether it was small or I'm like. So I'm not saying that like.
Yeah, I feel you.
Actually, I'm like, no, give him a blowjob. But no, I'm not. I said like he could have you could have had a cat. Then he all of a sudden you go like that, and then they cut to black. But no, I say that as a joke. But like. People are gonna be mad anyway. So like, I feel like do a little bit more than a.
Yeah, I feel you.
A little bit more passion is what I'm saying. Like I feel like there wasn't enough passion.
Right, and I wasn't saying that it's not deserved. I'm saying is adding in that little may have meant that we didn't see anything at all. Mm-hmm. A little bit more passion would have been anything at all. And Raffaele. It is my rights crusade has priority. The Black crusade has priority. No one in America, I'm talking about America, has been as systematically oppressed in visual. You walk up to me, you see me, I'm going to be oppressed immediately on every scale. No one is on the level of Black. And the only other thing is, yes, when you're Black and gay, then there's two, right? That you're being oppressed. But
the first thing, that's why my name is BlackGayComicGeek.
Yes.
The
first thing is priority.
But at the same time, I'm both. I'm not Black before I'm gay, but the people see this first.
First, right? Like Mike, if you wanted to, and I'm not saying it's right, but you could navigate in a situation where no one knew you were gay, right?
Yeah,
but you could never
sometimes be like, oh, I didn't know you were gay.
Yeah, but you could never navigate this.
Nobody be like, oh, I didn't know you were Black.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, never, y'all, never. For me, where the real tie is I'm both black and a woman, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the bottom, and it's hard to pick because in both situations, both are true for me. You know what I mean? And it's instant. And it's hard to prioritize one, but even still, I do know that the black is prioritized. The white women make sure I remember that the black is prioritized over being a woman. I hope that helps. But please do.
But
Wait, I knew you wasn't from America, Raffaele, just because, and I have a lot of family overseas and stuff like that. It's really hard to understand like why we think the way we think when you're not not raised in this craziness. And even my like family members who live in like England and stuff and who grew up there, and they'd be like, why you got so much animosity? Da, 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 da. And I'd be like, you don't know, because this being black is different over there. You turn on BBC and you see some black woman tonguing down your leading man for the last 20 years. Like it's different over there.
Yeah, even when they cast actors, they say they hire like a lot of British actors because they say they're easier to deal with and stuff like that. It's like they treat black Americans different.
They the same actors. They just it's just the bias of like African Americans are the worst type of black. Even in our own country, we believe that. So like they're like, oh, is that a oh, let me get her instead. Even Zazie.
I love Idris Elba, but he be taking all the roles. Like,
and he whacking real.
And there's a lot of stigma against black Americans specifically, more so than like, because even other African people was talk shit about black America. Oh, we lazy.
Yeah, that's what the whole Black Panther movie was really about.
Yes, they're like not just American.
If you didn't catch that nuance, I know, especially if you're not black, maybe you wouldn't have got it, but that's what it was about.
Or even like, how they make the joke about like Dominicans and stuff like that, saying they're not black.
Yeah, saying they're not black. Because they don't want to be associated. Because when you hear black, you automatically think American black, and people don't want to be associated.
Exactly, and they don't want to say that, so they say, "No, I'm not black," and they be 8 shades darker than Ron. Talk about I'm not black. I'm like, why are you lining up as black man?
Black and do live here, but they're like second generation from a different country. Like, oh, I'm Jamaican, I'm West Indian. No, I'm not Black American. No, I'm not American. I'm not Black American. Yeah. No, they
facts. You're right. Some of that though is pride, right? Especially in like New York.
A little bit, but then some of it is separation because they like, oh, my mother said I can't hang out with y'all.
Oh, you talking about childhood stuff, but like even I always talk about like being Afro-Latina, and like I didn't for a long time because I didn't want people to think that I wasn't black, even though Afro is the beginning. But the minute you start to say there are also other aspects of your culture, people are like, so you're trying to say you're not black, and that is also
and it's like because only white people get to do that, have different cultures. Oh, Italian, this that. Black people are just black.
I do have to say that whenever white people tell me they got other cultures, I'm like, huh, and then I don't care.
I'm mixed with this and this and this and this and Irish and this and this.
I'm like white with white is what I hear.
And this is going to this again, not to keep not calling him out, but yeah. And being gay is different here. I lost all my high school friends when I came out, and my family still don't want to talk about it because they are hardcore Catholics, and that's part of the reason why I'm like what I said earlier, like how it makes me sad how in other countries, because at least Raphael got to see Eternals, but like. Right. People are not like all those countries and places where it's banned. Like you don't get to see any of them because you live in a government in a country where it's so controlled. Right. Every single thing that comes into your country, like you can't no type of gay or queer relationship, or even seeing women. Like you women can't even drive in like Saudi Arabia,
right? Or run like their own businesses and stuff. But that statement it's only proving my point. The word you put there is when I came out, which was a choice for you to come out to your family. And I'm not saying it was the wrong choice at all, but it was still a choice that you got to make. We don't get the choice to be black. I didn't wake up and was like, dang, some blacks can be fired. White women get that choice, but like I did not have that choice, right? I woke up, I was born and I was black. And ever since then, it was my birthright to receive that.
Well, I get what you're saying, but I think the word choice is a little.
I know. I'm not. I know. And I'm not eloquent enough to express it. But what I'm saying is,
no, that's why I say I get what you're saying. But yeah.
Yeah. Choice is definitely. I didn't want to say choice, but definitely it was something that like you. It was an act that you had to do to let everyone know who you were. Right? People know who we are immediately. immediately they know us. Sometimes they know from our voice. That's the whole premise of Sorry to Bother You. You answer
sorry
the
to
phone.
bother you. Yeah.
You answer the phone. They're like, oh, this a black person, and they start moving different. You know.
Yeah, but
yeah, I know he getting. I'm sorry, Raphael, if I'm hurting you, but bro, my family and community also did not understand me. I was talking about how hard it was for me because I was an alternative black. Okay.
I was gonna say, what would make it the back and forth with Raphael? Because I'm like,
I'm sorry about hurting your feelings.
Because now it's getting anecdotal. Because I'm like, yeah, there are plenty of black Asian that have nothing. Like, yeah, like.
I mean, yes, but I'm really sorry you had to go through that because that sucks, and people are the worst. And no one understands that more than us.
That's why, like I said, representation, like putting myself out there. You don't have any. You got me, Black Gay Comic Geek. We could talk about black, queer, all that other representation and everything. Like that's why I put myself out there for people like a Raphael.
Yeah, and Raphael, you don't know my page, but I be going hard in the paint for the LGBTQ. Let me tell you something, okay? I've been fighting my life for the last 3 weeks over Bia every day. You said no, I be fighting for my life. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to be like
Robert.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, I missed the joke. Y'all remember when R. Kelly did that interview with Gayle King?
Oh, he said I'm fighting for my life. But the stuff that they write about it, the stuff that they've been writing about Bia in my comments, like I've been deleting them too because they've been so ugly. And the thing that hurts me, I'm like, why are you moving? Why are you moving? Like how does it affect? And I know they're not reading the comic either because the stuff that they're saying means that they haven't read it. And I'm like, how is this affecting you in any way? You know what I'm saying? The dog.
Yeah, the dog.
It's the dog.
But that's why I said, like, I get it from all sides. Like, I get racism and homophobia from white people. I get racism and homophobia from other people of color. Because Asian people and Indian people, Hassan Minaj talked about this, how Indian folk are racist as hell against black people. So it's like, yeah, that's why I don't say black. That's why I don't put black people in the people of color. But I'm black, and then the people of like I'm a people of black.
That's why they call it BIPOC.
Yeah, BIPOC. Like,
black
you get racism from other people of color. But then, like I said, when you get to your own people, you got to deal with homophobia and things like that. So it's like it's hard to navigate. Even when you join like black nerd groups, you still get like Fasto or just the. Other comments of like why this person got to be black or why this person got to be gay and all this other stuff. So it's like, yeah, you get it from and you as a black woman, like you get that.
This is on all sides, yeah, and I get it, and that's what I'm saying. And then it becomes you feel like at times you have to choose, right? Like you said, you feel homophobia in the community, and then this white racist man comes out, and now you gotta pair with this guy that's been homophobic. You know what I mean? It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game. I'm not gonna lie.
I say especially in this nerd space, it's like reviewing content and things like that. Like I say all the time, like a lot of times I have to choose between like wanting and seeking black representation and wanting and seeking gay representation. Very rarely do you get both.
Yeah, agreed. But in this movie,
but in this movie, you
didn't get a low-key bisexual.
No, but that's why I was like, you get because in the rare instance that you do get it, that's why I was like, I wish they would have looked.
You should celebrate it
a little further with it. But I am celebrating it. But I still had to throw out. I wouldn't be the authentic Black Gay Comic Geek if I didn't give my.
I agree because I felt that way when I was watching like Watchmen or even Loki and stuff like that. Watchmen and Lovecraft County the most, where like I saw thick black women like be glamorized and sexualized and become desired, not like an object. You know what I mean? And the way it made me feel to see like Woomy. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe they didn't make Woomy Stagecoach married, but that's another conversation. But that's another conversation. But like to me, I remember watching her in Lovecraft, and I thought she was sexier than Journey. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, I'd never seen this. Like a dark woman.
Or like what's her face? Tasty from Orange is the New Black. We're not gonna talk about the
Tasty, yeah. Or even like my mom was mad that some guy told her and her light skinned friend, because she's darker, that they look like Pam and Gina, and she was like blacking about it, and I was like, Mom, Pam had it going on. Gina was.
Oh, your mother thought that Gina looks better than Pam?
Yes, and I did too until I like rewatched Martin.
Did you rewatch it as an adult?
Yes, and they didn't even they didn't even put Pam in whack clothes. Like they didn't even try to dress her down and make her look frumpier. They had Pam looking like a grade A baddie, hair always laid, hair slick, fit done, and because she was darker, they were putting Gina on this pedestal, and her fits was not hot. She had that same tired bob all 5 seasons. I could not.
But I mean, that's like you had to do a lot of deprogramming, like because I think as a kid I thought,
the closer you are to white, the closer you are to white, the right.
Yeah, and I mean, we watch Martin's on HBO Max right now. You watching this, Pam is fine as fuck.
Yeah, and Martin was calling Pam Roach. He was calling her.
You're going with that. That's because Martin jokes about her. But yeah, that's. But like a lot of times, dark women, black skinned dark women aren't seen as desirable. Like,
he never made a dark skin joke though.
Like no, he never made a dark skin joke.
He insinuated,
but it's still part of it. Like they're seen as not desired. Like Whoopi Goldberg's whole career, like she never really was seen as a love interest.
I don't know though. She bagged up Ted Danson. That is the top of white men, especially at that time.
I'm talking about her in the movie, not in real life though. Like
she was
Sister Act. Sister Act, that was her whole thing. She was like a sexy.
Yeah, she was.
Sexy nun. Right, she was a nun, though.
She was like a singer, like a burlesque singer or something like that. Or
she's supposed to be sexy. Yeah. Dang, that's the only thing I can think of.
How can anyone have eyes for someone else? Don't get me started on my Jonathan Majors.
That is, sometimes I go back. You know how long I have to scroll, Mike? But sometimes I go back to that video, and what I'll do is I'll unlike it and like it. So that is on the top of my life. It's just a good compilation you've created. And then it's like my thoughts exactly. I feel like you're like my little conscious.
My Jonathan Majors thirst. Y'all to go back and look at my Lovecraft Country review.
I like to see him like a lot too for other reasons because I feel like if he winning, I'm winning. So
but going back to the Eternals, let me ask y'all what did y'all like? Is there something that was like a biggest disappointment for you in terms of the movie? Or something that you wish the movie would have had that you didn't get?
More lore, like the fact that they didn't really mention Thanos. We didn't really get what the scope of the movie was. We didn't get much about the Celestials. Is Galactus a Celestial? Like it was just a lot. And then we got so much from Loki and the TVA, but they explained all of that. And I know this is just a 2-hour movie, but they just kind of introduce a whole nother side of the Marvel universe that may be bigger or smaller than what we've seen in the TVA, and it's like just out there, like so, just like a lot of questions.
I felt like too that they made it seem like in the trailers that Kang was gonna be in this, right? Then they had a scene where it was the Celestial, but really they made him look like Kang. Do y'all remember that? No,
I don't remember that.
I remember the exact scene because I watched the trailer for the first time when we all went to see Venom. But she was like, we were told not to interfere, and then Jon Snow said, "By who?" And they said, "Burn," and it was, it looked like Kang the Conqueror.
It was trailer like that. They probably did tease like that.
It was what's his name? Arishem. It was Arishem, but they made it look like it was Kang, like he was purple and green. Okay.
The stuff that Arishem said at the end of the film sounded very Galactus like the planet being judged and stuff like that. And I'm like, what are you doing? Are you mixing characters? And then not to go to What If, but that scene in What If where they made somebody look like Galactus.
Ultron.
Ultron. Yeah, when he bit the universe.
Yeah. That went hard though.
Ramon said he wanted more action. See, I like the action scenes that we got. I didn't need more action.
No, it was a different kind of movie.
Yeah, it was a different kind of movie. Like Ron said, I wanted more lore. Like, And that's the thing. That's the thing I would say. Besides the villain that I was the most disappointed in with regards to this movie, like especially when they made this whole big stink about the trailer. It's like, why did you intervene with Thanos? Then they're like, oh, we're not supposed to intervene unless deviants are involved. And I'm like, but Thanos is a deviant.
Yeah.
So like,
but I know, but
he's
then,
an eternal. He's an eternal with the deviant mutation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they introduce his brother in the post-credit scene. Like how they got to explain why his brother looked like Harry Styles, but why Thanos is purple. So they got to,
because he did say. I was like, did he actually say it? But he did. Seth Rogen said it. Yeah. I was like, no, we're pulling off a lore. But you're right. In the post-credit scenes, he did say it.
So like. A lot of that is like what, especially when they made a whole big stink about, oh yeah, Athena is Thanos' cousin, and we're gonna go into all of that, and they didn't. And then also like in terms of like the lore and everything like that, explaining it makes me wonder, like more so in terms of the things that we didn't get, more so than the things that we got, because and I know Frankie, this is Frankie's thing all the time. Don't get so attached to the stuff in the comics, but knowing that we're gonna get things like X-Men, the Fantastic Four with Galactus, it's like, how do you explain the connection between, like, especially with them changing the lore of the Eternals and making them basically glorified robots?
Yeah.
As opposed to in the comics, they were Celestials came to Earth and experimented on humans.
Right.
And so the Eternals are humans evolved, the Deviants are humans de-evolved, and then they also experimented on humans to make the X gene and mutants. But you're saying that the Eternals are robots, so you're going to say the mutants are robots too? Like where did
there was a part in the
mutants come from?
There was a part in the film when I was like, oh, they must be introducing mutants, and I was like, they're not. Like, mutants are essentially baby Celestials. I know that's like a lot of lore, but that's what they are. And then if you want to take it even further, the Kree tried to create their own Celestials and experimented on humans and
their own Eternals.
That's the Inhumans.
But
they already have the Inhumans.
Maybe. Yeah, they did that. They're not even talking Miss Marvel, she's an Inhuman in the comics. They're changing her powers and everything like that.
Yeah, they're making her a whole Green Lantern.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna make her an Inhuman.
That made me so sad because her being able to shapeshift is such a huge
part of the
character.
Yeah, her turning into Carol Danvers
from the TV show and Bacon is so cute. Like,
yeah, her turning into Carol Danvers, thinking like, "Oh, I'm a Pakistani woman. Like, I need to be a superhero. I need to be white.
This white woman."
They're gonna make her powers more magical.
Yeah, but like it reminded me of The Bluest Eye when I first read. Did you guys ever have to read that by Toni Morrison in school?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nobody went to no performing art school like you.
Frankie. I did not. I went to.
I went to a performing art school and I had to read that.
I just went to school that really challenged your mind. He's like, y'all niggas read books in school. I'm sorry, but yeah, either way, it's about this little black girl. It's a really dark book, but it's about this black girl who wants blue eyes because she feels like it'll change the way it will. It'll change the way she's perceived and navigate. She talks about she wish she were white. It's sad. I want to read it again. But that stuff they're not going to explore anymore. It's a TV show, right? Or is it a movie?
TV show. It's a TV. Miss Marvel's a TV show.
But she's going to be in Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah, she's going to be in Captain Marvel 2 first before I think her show is coming up. Well, I don't know.
Her show got pushed back. All those shows
her show got pushed back.
Everything got pushed back.
Yeah, except for Spider-Man.
Thank God. I was going to choke.
Yeah, it would have been a problem. It would have been a problem.
It would have been. I think they knew that. They were like, whatever, we got to drop this before Tom Holland gives away.
Yeah, before he
breaks. Yeah. Oh, I meant like before he tells us a secret.
Not even Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield. He kills on James Corden like every week. Like,
yeah. All the Spider-Mans got loose lips. I would have thought like Marvel had a murder clause or something.
Yeah, but it's more Sony. Like Sony's leaking all this stuff.
Yeah, Sony went to hype. They want the money.
Haters. Sony a bunch of haters. I still love Venom, yo. That's what I'm at. That's
what
I ended on.
So I hope what
else has he been in?
Who, Andrew Garfield?
Andrew Garfield?
No,
I don't care. I just want him as Spider-Man. I don't care. I just want him as Spider-Man.
Over Toby? Why we all turn our back on Toby?
Because he's not that good.
Yeah, like
good to us.
Andrew Garfield should be the Spider-Man and the Morbius Venom.
So Sony, yeah, exactly. And I think that's where they're going. With that newspaper thing we saw, I think that's where they're going. But he's pushing 42, so it's like
Make
he
him an
still looks
older,
like a
yeah.
child,
Like
actually.
Spider-Man don't have to. They keep putting Spider-Man in high school. Like most of.
No, I'm not saying I definitely don't want high school Spider-Man anymore, but I think he should be in his 30s. This guy's about to be. I guess I don't know. Makeup. They can make him look younger. Whatever.
Yeah, they can make him look younger. They could de-age him.
Will Smith did a whole movie with a younger version of himself.
True.
Yeah,
that movie was not a good movie though.
not because of the CGI.
No, yeah, it wasn't because of CGI though.
The CGI was dope.
They made him. They wanted me to believe 28-year-old Will Smith was a virgin.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going back to it, because I wanted more lore, and I wish, and they didn't explain any of that, especially with like the whole motivation for Thanos and Infinity War Endgame. He talked about how his entire population got wiped out. He's the only one left. But then you get to this movie, and it's like you got a whole ass family over. Your brother's still alive. You got your cousin over here.
Everybody. He ain't know him.
So I see that comment that Raphael put, the Tom Holland taking over Miles stuff. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that too.
He took his whole best friend, Ganki.
Yeah, his whole best friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we can talk
I love that he spelt it that way. Because then I read it.
But we can talk about Spider-Man like for like a last like 2 seconds. But before that, let's get to the post-credit scenes of Eternals. What do you think about Watermelon Sugar High playing Star Fox?
I think Star Fox is a problematic character because his powers are pretty much
he has the power of orgasm. That's his power.
Yeah, and date rape. Like he just made anybody fall in love with him. So like,
yeah, for those of you that don't know, Star Fox's Eros is Thanos' younger brother, and yeah, that's basically what his power set is. He has the power to increase or give you a sense of euphoria anytime he's around you, and so he does that a lot to like basically get some punani. Mm-hmm. So there's there's a whole storyline where he gets taken to court because he basically used that power to get girls to sleep with them, like against their will, or whatever.
I just thought it was senseless. Like I was like, what does he have to give? You know what I mean?
They gave us Pip the Troll too. There's a lot of good stories with Pip the Troll. I don't know where they're going.
Yeah, I don't know that much about Pip the Troll.
And me neither, but I don't know where they're going. I was like, I think
Pip the Troll, I think Thanos, I think Silver Surfer. If Silver Surfer comes out in the movie, I'll be rich because I have like 3 number ones.
But I'm just like, part of me is like, what's the point of introducing Thanos' brother now with no Thanos?
Thanos is dead. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like when I watched the Black Widow movie. Like, I was watching it and I was like,
oh, that movie's
even, and I'm not
gonna might wind up being the most underrated Marvel movie.
Even I'm not gonna hold
Black Widow.
Yeah.
No, I thought Black Widow was great, but I'm saying it had no impact.
Great, but a lot of people say that it was okay. Black Widow was great.
But it had no impact was my point.
It doesn't.
Right?
It doesn't. Besides the post-credit scene.
And I'm not gonna hold you. I love Silver Surfer. But I wish he was part of before the Infinity Wars and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Like I think that's the best of Silver Surfer
because he was he was in Fox.
Yeah,
I know. So now I just feel
like doing Fantastic Four. Like it's like all this stuff is like I don't know how they're gonna put it together. Like the Fantastic Four. I'm trying to figure out
how's Galactus and even Fantastic Four. How are they gonna fit into the equation long after? Like there's no Captain Marvel, there's no Iron Man, there's no And now you're gonna say that they were lost in space for like 20 years.
We're gonna be old as hell when we see that. Okay, it's gonna be gray-haired. Talking about these kids these days. Back in my day, RDJ. So
I'm wondering what they're gonna do with Starfire. But let me ask you this, Austin, before we move on to the last post-credit scene. Do you want to see an Eternals 2, or would you rather see these characters just pop up in like other properties?
I'd rather see a show.
Yeah, I'd rather see a Disney Plus thing.
Yeah, I'd rather see. I was gonna say I'd rather see a Disney Plus show, but I don't necessarily know if I want to see a Disney Plus show with all of them because there's so many of them. And actually, they were gonna have 12 of them.
Yeah, I'm saying, are they gonna introduce more Eternals? This is what I'm wondering. Maybe introduce more Eternals in a Disney Plus show, and then maybe have an Eternals 2.
There's so much. These shows be 8 episodes.
That's like. It's too many. It's too many Eternals though. Like I want like a Athena and Gilgamesh like prequel show,
and they come like, in and out.
Yeah, Makkari and Druid, and like Cersei off on her own, like maybe joining.
Yeah. And the fact that this movie was like still pretty decent makes me mad that we didn't get a New Gods movie because no shade. The new guys are way more interesting than the Eternals, and they're like the same characters created by the same person, Jack Kirby, but the new guys are way more interesting. The Furies, Darkseid, that's my guy's name with the helmet. Orion.
Yeah. Orion.
They're far more interesting characters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they both were made. Yeah, Jack Kirby.
Yeah, same guy. Yeah. When people say, "Oh, this is a ripoff of this," the same guy made both of them. So.
Real quick, is that your dog fucking up shit like that?
Yeah, I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah, it's my dog.
Sound like somebody.
Wilding because
I was like, sound like somebody in the kitchen.
He's so tight. Because I know. No, leave it on, Ron. Leave it on.
Don't mute the mic.
I've had a dog before, and I know how tight they get when they come to get love.
When they're not paying you no attention. Yeah,
they always do that. They be like, "Oh, word, and then they go somewhere and start just throwing.
Or you
talking right now?
My dog used to be mad. Like if there was another dog in his presence, and I would be paying that dog attention, and not put like he would get mad.
Yeah,
he start wanting to fight the other dog. So
that's
I used to not be able to have other dogs around him.
You messy bitch who live for dramas. It's all dogs. It's all dogs. That's so cute.
Anyway, final post-credit scene. Which I was a little underwhelmed by, especially when you find out that the voice at the end that said, "You sure you want to do that?" That was Mahershala Ali's Blade.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like the Watcher. Jeffrey Wright's the Watcher.
It sounded 100% like Mahershala Ali.
You need more Mahershala Ali content, Mike.
Yeah. As soon as he said it, I was like, "Oh!" I was shocked. At least
show like a silhouette. At least show like a silhouette of him as opposed to just like you're gonna introduce him Blade. And you can't even see like the show me the leather jacket and the.
I'm certain it's that he was busy and
probably
couldn't come for that scene.
He was like drop that stuff soon because Mahershala Ali's turning like 50.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali's about to be in his 50s.
Yeah,
I don't even think the movie started shooting yet.
Yo, but he looked 30 though, right?
Yeah, but still, you trying to do the stunts and everything like that.
We need the Blade.
He's not gonna do no stunts.
And then a Midnight Suns movie.
He's not gonna do no.
Nah, I definitely didn't think it was Nick Fury. He's like, I think it was Nick Fury. I didn't think it was Nick Fury.
You know what? I hear that a lot.
Samuel L. Jackson has a very like.
But this is why it was clear. This is what we were talking about earlier. It was clear as a black man's voice. So I've been seeing that it's Nick Fury all the time, and it's because it's like, oh, it's a black man's voice. Who's black in the MCU? Nick Fury. So that's the only thing.
Jeffrey Wright, like. The what? Because we already got the what if and it's canon to the universe, so we know Uatu's going to show up in the MCU at some point.
I'm just always going to use this as an example when people are like, "No, we can't tell you're black on the phone." Mahershala Ali said 3 words.
Oh,
no slang. You sure you want to do that? That's what he said. Anyone could say it, and no one. I've not heard one person think it was a white person. Do you? Have you heard it? You got
no, I haven't heard that.
Okay, then. Okay. Dang. But either way, how do you like Jon Snow being Black Knight?
He's mad short. Isn't Jon Snow like 5'6"?
What's up with you in height?
Yeah.
No, I'm not that tall either. I'm just saying.
I was just about to say you ain't even that tall.
I wasn't gonna say it. I was not gonna say it. I was not gonna say it. He said it, but I wasn't gonna say it. I'm not gonna hold you. I wasn't gonna say it.
Let me see. I'm about to type it in right now. How tall is Kit Harington?
But Robert Downey Jr. is like 5'7" as well.
It don't matter.
Yeah, he's 5'8", so he's not. I'm 5'9".
He's a 5'8". He's 5'8". Yeah, he's 5'8".
He's actor 5'8".
Well, I'm like, whatever. A knight could be short, like, and it's gonna be all mostly CGI anyway. I don't really know that much about the Black Knight, except like I know the Ebony Blade is created by Null, the god.
I just never saw him in a superhero role, like just like getting in shape and stuff. Like even as Jon Snow, he's not like he got in shape to play that role. But I guess Marvel can do anything; it can happen. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm more so curious of what are they gonna do with the Black Knight? Like, is he gonna get his own show?
They might do it.
Is he gonna show up in like? Is he gonna show up in like Midnight? They're gonna do a Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
Is he gonna show up? Is he gonna show up in Moon Knight?
Characters first.
Yeah, because we know Moon Knight is coming. Blade, and then I think I heard the rumor that
Midnight Suns might wind up being a Disney Plus show.
Yeah, and I heard a rumor that we're actually gonna see Blade in Moon Knight, so that'll be his first introduction.
That'd be great.
I mean, that would make the most sense. Frankie, you look like you want to say something, but like you holding your tongue.
No, I'm excited. I don't know. I'm gonna say it. We don't need no more white men characters. So when I was like, is what I thought immediately. I was like, more?
Yeah.
That's what I literally just said. I was like, you look like you want to say something, but you holding your tongue.
More. That's all I thought when I saw
Essentially,
it.
why you picking up obscure white characters like
the whitest of white character? I just couldn't. It's like if you're gonna make
that's why I said I don't know what are they gonna do. What are they? That's why I just said what are they gonna do?
How do you guys feel about the Henry Cavill? I'd play Captain Britain thing.
Oh damn, he can play anything.
Yeah, I mean they're not using him in Man of Steel no more. So,
but that's another obscure character. You know, I would like to see him in the MCU, but that's not even like a big character. You know what I mean? Like,
I need them to focus on Monica for a second and She-Hulk before I could like you. That's what I was really thinking.
Let Rogue come in Captain Marvel 2 and absorb Carol's power or whatever, and let Monica take over as the new Captain Marvel.
Let Rogue be actually Creole. She can. They gonna lose. What Beyonce doing? No, Beyonce's a terrible actress.
Nah, Beyonce. I was about to say hell.
She's a terrible actress. But there got to be some Creole actresses out here.
Is Rogue Creole? I know she's Southern, but I know Gambit's Creole. I don't think she's Creole.
Gamble's Cajun.
I know. Cajun.
And I thought Rogue was from Louisiana.
I thought Gambit was from Louisiana.
Yeah, Gambit's from Louisiana.
Damn. Yeah. Oh, she's just Southern?
Yeah, I think she's just Southern.
Oh, that's whack. Well, let's make her Creole. That's Southern, right?
Let's make Gambit Creole.
No,
Gambit is Creole. Oh, no,
he could be Cajun, but he could be Cajun and black. Cajuns aren't all exclusively white. Cajun are just the country. Creole were the rich.
But I hope, let's let Rogue be like not like they did in the other X-Men movies.
Oh, Rogue is Irish? Was he Irish?
Irish? Southern Irish?
No, Southern.
She was from the South.
Yeah, she's from the South. Southern Irish, I get what?
Well, maybe maybe they're saying
somebody's saying that because she has like that reddish brown hair, probably.
It's the green and stuff.
Yeah, Rogue's a Southern.
But I mean, you could be Irish and grow up in the South.
I need Storm. I need Storm to be played by a dark-skinned black woman.
That lady from what's the name? Gods, American Gods.
Jatidi Badaki.
I don't know why she's not casted. I don't know why she's not casted already.
Yeah,
because they haven't.
People are saying it's Michaela Cole.
Nah, she's playing. I think she's playing Madam Slay.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't think they're gonna introduce any mutants yet. Like I think they're gonna wait. I think they're gonna wait.
I don't think they know.
I think they're gonna wait a long time before, like even in this movie. Even in this movie, like you literally introduced. I'm like you literally introduced the Celestials, the people that made the mutants, and there's still no tease to mutants.
Because I think they're going a different way. Because then you have to explain. That's my whole thing. I think
no, like remember at the end of Venom, they just changed the whole universe. They could just make.
That's what I'm saying. I think they need to after the Spider-Verse, we'll have a clearer thought. But like in the MCU, there's no world in which all this goes down and the mutants don't get involved. Especially like Charles is always up in somebody's business. There's no way all of these stuff was happening and Charles is not there. Charles ain't nosy. He always let's get the jet. I'd be like, come on, Charles. You don't got shit to do. Well, I mean, new Charles is in no one's business, but like old Charles is in everybody.
He in mutant business. He in his own. They own. Business.
He in it. That Charles is. That's all Magneto been asking for us to mind our own business. For the mutants to mind their own business, and he finally listened. I love to see it.
But what was this? You think they could pull off a new Wolverine? Yeah, I mean, any actor could play anybody. That's why I'm like of the hashtag recast T'Challa.
Yeah, I agree. I think it could.
I think we should still let it breathe, and then it can happen. Let it breathe.
Well, for Black Panther, Black Panther 2, let it breathe. But then I feel like for 3, recast. Say he's in a coma or something like that.
Damn, I love Tiki Sumpter.
Yeah, I like Tika Sumpter.
I love her. I used to mix her up with Tiona Paris.
Nah, I didn't mix the two of them up.
Like, not like in the way that. Did you guys ever mix up Omar Epps and Mekhi Phifer? Where it's like they don't look alike, but something about them.
No, they don't look. Yeah, but the names and they play the same role.
Yeah, the role. That's what Tiona Paris.
I know who I'm talking about, but I said the wrong name.
Exactly, but Tiona Paris and I felt like
like Samuel Jackson
Tika
and Lawrence Fishburne.
Nah.
I mean, they make the same argument in the comics.
Back in the day, not before Samuel Jackson blew up and had all these roles.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, they make the same argument in the comics where you got the Avengers and everything like that. Why is it the X-Men get discriminated against? But part of that is because you could say like Thor is a god. He's somebody that you can never be born as Thor. But like a regular human, their kids could be mutants. It's the same thing with like being gay or whatever. Like your kid could be gay. Like people don't want that either. So that's the way. That's kind of the way they justify.
And they tie it with like tragedy too, right?
Yeah, and then plus like mutants are taking over the human population. Like you don't have to worry about Thor taking over like humanity, but like the mutant population will eventually take over. Like there'll be nothing but mutants, and so that's how they justify the discrimination.
Rainbows as the MCU is. I don't see a mutant struggle in the MCU. I don't see how they're gonna bring mutants.
There's no way you could tell the story without like that's literally
that's literally the story. That's literally the story.
And I see that in the MCU. If you look at Spider-Man, they had to take away like Peter's not poor. You know, they couldn't even do that. You know what I mean? Like.
What I'm saying is, in a world where Falcon and the Winter Soldier is existing, I don't think that's true anymore, right? Even Black Panther, right? Killmonger came in talking about we're in. So I think they'll take it. I think they'll take the risk. I just think that they're trying to figure out how they're going to do it. But there's absolutely no way you can tell the story. And also, what I was saying before was there's also that fear that they tie to it. When you're a mutant, the heroes come and they come to save us, right? That's what the Avengers, Thor, Spider-Man, but the mutants be blowing up schools and stuff like that because their powers manifest unexpectedly when they're going through puberty. So there's that fear is what really drives the xenophobia, and I think that's something they should focus on.
They already did Civil War.
Yeah, so why wouldn't they do that with people? And then that could be the drop. They can say the Sokovia Accords. You know what I mean? If they're bringing them from another universe, the events of Civil War plus like was more like the comic Civil War. You get what I'm saying? Where the mutants were involved and stuff like that. And the Sokovia Accords was something different. But technically, I think they're trying to say Wanda's a mutant, no?
Yeah, they're trying to.
They're trying to. But yeah. I think they're more so leaning on the fact that she's the Scarlet Witch, not a mutant.
Oh, have you been reading Charlie Magneto, Mike?
I read the first 2 issues. I didn't read the what is issue 3 out, but I read the first 2 issues.
All right.
That's it. You sexist. You ain't asked me.
Oh, I know Mike is an X-Men guy, so that's why I asked him.
How you know she ain't?
Tell me you were X-Men, and now I told you about X-Men more. Tell me.
I got a who got the Kirby shirt on?
That's not X-Men.
He didn't. Jack Kirby didn't write any X-Men.
He did.
Huh?
But Chris Claremont is X-Men.
But did Jack Kirby did he? Okay then. Okay. We hear y'all. That's all I needed, yo. Anyway,
I was waiting for Frankie to be like, Ron, you about to get me tight?
Ooh, I'm trying to be a better person because when I was in Cali, the people I was around, one of them said it, but like it felt like you ever hear you curse around children and then you hear them curse. So like I'm around all these LA people, and then one of them was like, like they're so nice. And one of them, something happened. They was like, you get me tight. And I was like, oh my God, what have I done? So I'm trying to be better. You know what I mean? I'd say it. But either way,
one of the things for sure, I don't envy whoever has the job of bringing them into the MCU. That's a fact, because it's going to be hard to try to explain. Like, how do you? Because I'm like, how do you explain ancient mutants like Apocalypse, Selene, and all this? Like, where the Phoenix Force? Like, where the Phoenix at?
Nothing, doing nothing.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm going.
I don't envy those, but yeah, I was just about to say we about to end this stream.
Frankie
so
said
yeah,
she
y'all
wasn't doing 2 hours.
Yeah, she did.
No, I don't know why I say that to y'all every time, and y'all be like, "Frankie never available," because I know y'all not going. It's never gonna be the hour I need. Okay. Oh my God, but it's all good.
But yeah, it's all good. We had a fun stream. We still got 38 people in the stream. So yeah, thanks for watching. But yeah, any final thoughts, final predictions or whatever
for because they didn't tell us anything.
No, they didn't.
I'll say final thoughts then. One thing I can say about the Eternals was it got me excited for the next phase.
Yes. And same because they did introduce a lot of grandiose concepts.
Yeah,
that makes me go, where are they going to go from here? But I will ask this, like, because I heard some people say, like, so far with Phase 4, with like the WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, the Eternals, Shang-Chi, Black Widow, are you guys disappointed by Phase 4? Because I heard some people say they think it was weak.
Phase 1 was equally as weak because it was all intros. Wasn't Shang-Chi incredible? Y'all didn't like Shang-Chi?
No, I did.
Y'all didn't like WandaVision? Like Phase 4 is bumping. All of the Disney Plus shows were bumping. The only thing that
to a certain extent, like they did end a little.
They did a little weird, but it was still like good. It was still, I think, the caliber of Phase 1, right? And you guys have to remember they're introducing new concepts, so it's never gonna slap the way that like Phase 3 slapped after we knew everybody.
I feel the exact same way. Phase 4 is a rebuilding phase, like they're because Iron Man, Captain America, Thor's the only one that's still sticking around.
And I don't think Thor's coming back. He's not. I don't think Thor's coming back to Earth.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back. I don't think he's coming back to Earth until maybe like they do another Avengers movie, like probably like Avengers 6 or whatever. Then maybe he'll come back.
I don't think Thor's coming back to Earth at all. I think Jane is going back to Earth, and Thor's going to keep doing space stuff.
Yeah, but Love and Thunder. I can't wait to see Natalie Portman. She look like Ron. She going to be Ron, that ass. The first time I saw it, I was like, this look like white Ron with a wig. Like she's D's. Like the way your shoulders go, that like this. You know what I'm saying? That's how she looked. Incredible.
All right. Well, yeah, but like this is a rebuilding phase. So like we're introducing more of the obscure characters and characters that people are upset about. Like, because I read a rumor that the new CEO of Disney, Bob Chapek, he's upset that Kevin Feige wants to introduce Riri Williams as the new Iron Man. Like, why are you taking this character?
Robert Downey Jr. went on stage and said, "Introduce Riri Williams." I mean,
yeah.
And we all know he came.
But they're like, why are you taking this established white character and then putting a black girl on it? Like, but yeah, like, so I even though I heard it's a rumor, I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. So there's some pushback between that. But like, this is a rebuilding phase. People are saying Marvel's going woke. So I'm like, yeah, that's why people are saying this phase is weak, because it's not populated by white men named Chris and Robert. But yeah. I don't think this phase is weak. It's just a rebuilding phase of the Marvel universe, and I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. Like, yeah, WandaVision, like, yeah, I'm excited. So I'm good. Next,
they gonna quiet down as soon as No Way Home hit. They all of them gonna be quiet from then on.
They're gonna be hella quiet. But yeah, next one down the pipe is Hawkeye. And then Hawkeye comes out, I think next week or the week after.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, and then
I'm gonna call it booty hole.
Then No Way Home.
Trial. That boy they better have him in a striped jumpsuit first scene. Give me time.
He's not gonna face no consequences.
Yo, but you got time to show me that Falcon can't get alone, but you don't got time to show me a Hawkeye that Ronin is in trouble. All right.
I don't know, but I'm gonna call both y'all out in the stream live right now. I'm like, if y'all want, not call you out, but like put you on the spot a little bit. But if y'all are willing for in terms of Hawkeye, if you want to go live to talk about each episode,
no. Absolutely not.
Every episode. Come on.
Done.
Guys, leave comments in the chat. Be like, Frankey, Ron.
We can't even keep it to an hour. We can't even keep it to an hour.
But we talk about a 2.5 hour movie as opposed to like.
So how about the first two and then the end, maybe?
Nah, Ron, don't act like we ain't do this with WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Dab, yo. And it's the holidays. And it's the holidays. Nah, it is the holiday. Yo, my family visiting.
See, yeah, leave comment. Be like, do it.
Look at y'all. You'll get me on one of them. I'm not gonna hold you.
We'll see. But anyway, yeah. Let's end the stream. Frankey, plug yourself one last time. I'm hungry. I gotta get ready to go to work anyway.
If you guys love to argue, debate, talk, about anything nerdy, comics, anime, sci-fi, and fantasy. Check me out at Fantastic Frankey, FrankEY, on all platforms with the exception of Twitter, where you can find me at Fanboy Fighter. It's a lot of fun. Do for the culture. It's a lot of fun. I think you guys will enjoy it. So thanks for having me.
All right, Ron, your turn, motherfucker. You on mute. Take yourself off mute.
Yeah,
and Ron, all his face.
Yeah, if you are into comics and you're interested in finding out new things to read, new things to get into, I post reviews on my website every Wednesday. That's Comic if you didn't know. And I'm finally getting from behind the scenes. The podcast that I've been talking about for probably like a year will be out very soon.
Yeah, he got his little podcast mic. I saw it.
Yeah,
I was coming out with a podcast. But yeah, y'all already know where to find me. You on my channel, so I ain't got to do all no plugging or whatever. So, well, be on the lookout because I did finally watch The Harder They Fall. I just need to record my review.
Oh yeah, I just saw it the other day.
Yeah, I just saw it the other day too. So I need.
I'm not gonna hold you. I may come on here and talk to you about it. I'm not gonna hold you.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I liked it too. But the whole what's her face? Stagecoach Mary, that was my biggest problem.
That's
with it.
A
but
different thing.
We could talk. Yeah, we could talk. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, also guys,
you need to stop getting Black Rose in general. I love her.
She is black. She is black, but like
barely.
But anyway, barely mean?
Yeah, what does barely mean?
You be telling people that about me? We're the same color.
I'm not going to cast you as Harriet Tubman, Frankie.
Yeah.
You said what?
I'm not going to cast you as Harriet Tubman, though.
Oh. Yeah, I want to watch Harriet Tubman.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Why is that?
But I mean, maybe
this is why we be going for 2 hours. Y'all be
you're right. I'm off. Y'all, I'm out. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, real quick, if you guys aren't watching Chucky, definitely check out Chucky because I review every single episode every week. So check out the channel for that. But I definitely recommend checking out Chucky, especially if you guys are there looking for like queer representation, black representation. Like, who would have thought I'd be getting all that in a Chucky show? And it's actually good. It's not even just that. The representation is actually pretty fucking good. I'm surprised about that because like the doll, the murderous doll, Child's Play. Yeah, but the show is called. The show is called Chucky. Yeah.
On what?
On well, I watch it on Sci-Fi, but it plays on the USA Network. But I have the Sci-Fi app on my But yeah, the first 5 episodes just aired. Episode 5 just aired. What was it? Tuesday. But it's actually pretty good. For a USA show, like it's pretty rated R. Like Chucky's cursing, there's some blood and all that stuff. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking out Chucky and then check out my weekly review. So yeah. But with that, we are out. And hopefully, maybe you'll see us next time going live on Hawkeye. I'm gonna keep pestering them. go to Frankie and Ron's social medias and hit them up. Like, do it. But anyway,
trying to be with somebody's son on the beach.
It's both. CG. It plays. You can watch it online on the Sci-Fi app, but it airs on USA on television. So if you don't have USA Network, watch it on the Sci-Fi app online. But anyway, where Ron go? He just dipped.
He said, "Yo."
Yeah, he said, "I gotta go." But anyway,
his dog hung out.
Yeah, we leaving anyway.